JJ, the CPA here. We already have 98 people. Oh my gosh. So here's the deal. How's everybody doing today? Can you hear us A-OK? We already have 104 people on. Hello, hello, hello. We are late because I got the greatest news in talking with my banker, and I wanted to do a couple of quick posts, and then I was like, well, I should have just saved it for everybody going live, but I was already in the process of doing it. Let's see. Oh my gosh, we got to catch up on these. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hope everybody's doing well. It's a Friday. Are you kidding me? And we're going to go and have a great weekend, especially Jason, Darkwater Megs, because Monday, I guarantee, I'm just saying it, I guarantee in on PPP2. So here's the deal. We are getting hooked up. Just going to pop out my comments so that I can see. Where are my glasses? We are running behind because I got great news and on a number of fronts that we're going to talk about here. And I don't have my spectacles, so I'm not able to say hi because I don't know who's here yet because we're running behind. We do have it's Friday, Dodgers. This is some kind of concoction. I don't know if you're going to join us at all. All right, who do we got? Who do we got? Where did I leave my glasses? Here, you have to say hi to everybody.
Oh gosh, hi.
Oh my gosh, so good to see everybody. Let's go. You're late, JJ. I know it, Jennifer. I have great news, though. I have great news. Holy moly, look at this. Let's see. The Tamale House jumps. Boom, got 1,000 a day. Coffee shop. Let's see. Not the restaurant, so hopefully that'll come in. We got Tara. Wondering what happens if I won't use the 75% payroll, but will come in short. All you got to do is pay that back. Let's see, Dark Waters, yes, JJ the CPA, but I believe you won't get that portion of the loan forgiven, AKA that percentage of the 75 that you don't spend on payroll, just pay back. You got it right, Jason, and that's not a big deal if you don't have to pay it back, because the thing is whatever you got to use, you got to use, and it's free money from that standpoint. And in fact, I have been doing so many different things that we just got our checks for the PPP money. And Amanda ran over to the bank. I had to hurry and make some couple of quick videos because in talking with my bank about the PPP money. So here's to PPP. You know me, right? Every time we say PPP, have a sip of whatever beverage you have in front of you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited
Too.
So Amanda had to run to the bank.
Yes.
Everybody hear me okay?
I think so.
Okay.
Coach's Pit Barbecue, I received your book and I posted on Instagram and tagged you in it. We will go check that out.
We will, thank you so much. Thank you. I had a number of clients that, didn't do the PPP. I sent out a newsletter to all the clients. I said, hey, if you want to do this, here's how it works. Let me know if I can help you. And so anyways, this go around, I did have a number of clients that came out of the woodwork a little bit and said, hey, I either do want to do it and or, I did it, but then my bank didn't take care of me, right? Which I was a little surprised by. So, there are clients that, they're just going to take care of it themselves, chatted with them. So I was able to get them to this freaking awesome bank. Shout out to First National Bank down in Norman, America. Norman, Oklahoma. And anyways, we're going to talk about the best news, but let's say hi to a few other people.
Stephen Haas is here.
All right, Stephen. Boom. Here we go.
And I saw Card Shop Reality on.
All right. Love it.
Darkwater Megs on?
Oh, yeah. He's
on? Okay. And then Clay, I love you too. He said we love Amanda.
Hugs. Hugs to Clay.
And
Hugs.
Whipline Colors is on here. She's
nice.
got her Mango Bellini. That
nice.
sounds really good.
Mango Bellini.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
That sounds like a drink.
Yeah, it's
Must
a drink.
be.
Jim says, thanks for the surprise in the mail.
Oh, well, good.
And then Brandon said Tampa, Florida's in the house.
A little Tampa, I love it.
Serena from New York is here.
Oh, nice. Let's see. Jean, of course, is here.
Hawaii is here, being represented by Eli.
Wow. What time is it in Hawaii there, Eli?
Yeah.
I could probably look it up, but what time? When I grow up, I want to be like JJ the CPA. Thank you, Eli. Let's see, Benjamin and Terry. Can I ask a question about something other than COVID crisis money problems? You bet, Terry. Let's see, Shangri-La? No. Sharzed. Hi, I'm a 1099 employee for a cardiologist office, and I'm a cardiac and vascular ultrasound tech. I get paid per study. I've applied for an employment in California IA. Is there a way I qualify? You bet you should be filing Schedule C. That qualifies.
God Dozer's in the house.
Now, I'm going to tell you this, right? God Dozer, show me the money.
Yeah.
Because last night I'm like messing around with, I saw one of my buddies who's in a rock band. Shout out to Tink McGathy. Mm-hmm. And he's in a band, like one of our all-time favorite cover bands, Stain the Skin. Our all-time favorite mashup band is Shocker Boys. Okay? Anyways. But Tink is doing a concert on his YouTube channel Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I'm going through and I was like, how does he have this listed? Because it's an announcement going live and you click on it. And I was like, I need to figure this out. So anyways, last night, it was late. I was figuring out how to do that. And God's Dozer was already, like every time I put it up, he was there. Mm-hmm. He or she,
he
right?
He wants to be first so he can get the money. He always
show me the money.
He always says,
yeah, show me. Have we sent anything to God's Dozer?
I don't know that we have.
You need to email us, my friend, because we need to send you something to show you the money. Okay, see, we got Linda. Thank you so much. Linda Hayes. Tony, countdown to Coach's Huddle. Boom. All right, Robert of I always want to say Robert of Philadelphia Salons, but I should just say Robert. Mm-hmm. Or should we say Robert of Philadelphia Salons?
Is he on?
He's on, me too.
Hi, Robert, and Robert's
Bruce
soulmate.
And
his beautiful daughter.
Oh, I love it. Tracy's on. Fred, good afternoon to the man and his first lady, Amanda. I appreciate that. Jennifer, Terry, does anyone know anything about South Carolina self-employed benefits? My gosh, are they late to the game?
Here.
What do we got?
Nature's Hills said I have to show my face. I'm really here.
Yes.
I promise.
There she is.
I'm here.
All right. JK, thanks for the JJ. I like the video channel. Thank you so much. Happy Friday. Let's see. Brad Johnson, quitting time on East Coast. A little JJ for the ride home. Nice.
Nice.
So
and
no drinking on the ride home unless you've got a Coca-Cola.
Carol's here, and she said that she's listening while on the job. So she's
I
working.
love it. I love it. Welcome your coworkers in.
And we're watching for a question from God's Dozer because he asked if you could answer it.
Oh.
You left it on one of your videos.
Oh,
shoot. Ask him to put it here.
Yeah. Do you mind? Scott Adams, hello from Texas.
I spend about an hour and a half a day, guys, just trying to weed through comments on YouTube. And so some of the questions just get buried because there's just such a big amount of comments on there. So if we have missed your question, just email it to us and we will address it. Yeah,
JJ at jjthecpahelp.com. And I looked, if anybody knows, I looked to see if you could like favorite subscribers so that when they commented or did something, we'd get notification of that. And I can't find anything.
Yeah.
If anybody knows how to do that, because I always feel bad when we have these wonderful people in the JJ community or whatever you want to call it.
But you guys are so awesome and you have the end to us. So you can email us directly and we do get to those. And Robert of Philadelphia Salon says, got our goodie package today. Alexi claimed the shirt, koozie, and the pin, and I got the book. How in the world do you both find time for this amongst all that you do for others? You both never stop giving.
Well, thank you, and thank you. You know, in case they didn't know, Robert of Philadelphia Salons, maybe it was a week ago Monday.
Yeah.
We go live, so he must have planned it this way.
Yeah.
So first of all, you need to go on Facebook, probably elsewhere, and find Robert of Philadelphia Salons. You need to like that page. Beautiful. This salon, they have multiple locations, like out of a movie.
40-year family-owned business.
Yeah, which is huge. Started by Robert's dad.
Robert's dad.
And they're in Florida. But anyways, we go live, and I have the ring, so I get this message, somebody's at your front door.
Yeah, but I was on the phone.
And that's right. You were on the phone. We had gone live, and my son's over there playing. He's 17, but with not a lot to do, he's playing Fortnite. And he doesn't do that often. But anyways, he's playing Fortnite, and I go out. I'm holding the camera, and I'm like frantically telling him to go to the front door. He doesn't see me. I go to the front door, and there's all these groceries, all these Target bags at the front door, and there's a lady walking away, and I'm like, hey. I get Coop, and I tell Coop, I was like, hey, these aren't ours. We didn't order them. So he goes out, and he's like, we didn't order. He comes back in, he's like, Dad, she's saying it's for JJ. So it's like, Robert. From Robert. And we're like, okay. Anyways, so we load up. We got pizzas and paper towels and M&Ms and
meats
bags and bags and bags. And I thought that he must have somehow seen what was in our pantry, because it was like Keebler Club crackers, which we were just about to run out of.
Yeah.
The salami meat. Anyway, so then we got a wonderful email from Robert that night. And then last week we got a package from the salon. Yep. Robert of Philadelphia Salons. And I'm over here doing something, and Amanda's excitedly opening this up. So I'm like, well, I'll wait for Amanda to have it open up. Anyway, she opens it up, is pulling out these most beautiful products, smell wonderful, top of the line. They're the Robert of Philadelphia Salon line of products. Anyways, and then there's a note in it, and she looks at the note, and she starts crying. So I thought, Robert sent us this, this note. And so I start reading it. Of course, I got to put my glasses on. And so I start reading it. And I'm like, this doesn't look like a man's handwriting. But anyways, I'm reading it. And then I see that it came, because she said, and I'm getting choked up right now. Yeah. But it said, helping my dad. Mm-hmm. And so I got choked up and started kind of, like I do. Anyway, so it really touched us.
Good people. We can't wait to meet you guys. And if I lived closer, I would definitely become a client, because your salons are just beautiful. And I'm in desperate need of going to the salon.
Well, here's what we're doing, though, is we are going to Florida.
We are.
So we got friends down there we need to meet now. And at the end of the day, you need to design it, the time.
Yep.
Me too. Maybe we can get it. We'll put it on YouTube Live or something.
I love it.
So anyways, thank you so much. Nancy H. Hi, Darkwater and Coach.
Tom Flores from Guam is here.
Guam. Guam.
Yes.
Hey, how do you say eggs?
Eggs.
You say eggs. All right, we got Tamale House Jumps. Hi from Oregon. Benjamin Ham, hello, JJ, waiting for the highlight of my day. Thank you so much. Hi, Amanda.
I am going to kind of interrupt you, because God Dozer asked us questions. So is it okay?
Boom, lay it on me.
I applied for EIDL, received my $1,000 advance. I thought there was a loan under the EIDL program. Are they going to contact me about the loan at some point?
God Dozer, God bless you. Thank you for being persistent in getting your answer. So the first thing I'm gonna tell you is, he said he or she, what we got here?
I do believe God Dozer's a guy.
Okay, but $5,000 is what they got on the EID?
1,000.
Oh, 1,000, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna, because it's God Dozer and show me the money, I'm gonna skip ahead to some good news here. I'm gonna tell you this right now, PPP2 is going live Monday morning, confirmed off the ISBA. And that means EIDL's coming live anytime. If I had to predict it, if I had to put some money on it in Vegas, I'd call it 4 a.m. Monday morning, which means we'd go through Sunday, hit midnight, and at 4 a.m. That's just my prediction. It could be live tonight for all I know, or tomorrow. God Dozer. I don't know if they're going to revert back to the original on the EIDL, original being that it's supposed to be 10 grand, 10K, a 10K advance on the SBA loan of 25K. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is that when that goes live, I'm going to tell you go and apply for the EIDL again. If you don't qualify for it, they're going to let you know. Go in, apply for it. I'm telling everybody to do that. If you got less than the 10 grand, just fill out the same information. It'll either kick it out, but we don't know if they're going to go back to the 10 grand. So you might have another 9K coming to you. And then my understanding is no one's going to reach out to you about doing the loan above and beyond. They have an SBA Express loan, I have video on it. And that is 25K, supposed to be within about a 10-day turnaround, if not quicker, but that's through a bank, not online. It's with an SBA lender. No guarantees required on that, but they do a credit check. Excuse me, and then they do, you do have to provide some info. But no, they're not going to reach out to you. So first thing is watch for the EIDL, because I'm going to be setting an alarm, waking up periodically through the night, because I have a list of clients that I'm going to be texting to say, get on now because you need to go to the EIDL. So they funded it by 10 billion, another 10 billion, but it's going to go quick. Thank you so much, Bach. Look at that, King JJ. I got it. You know what though? I don't want these comments to get lost. Let's see, Jennifer, Tara. Let's see, Nell, Fillinger. I'm probably not saying that. No, Filliger. Gosh, I'm from Oklahoma. All right, hello from Las Vegas. Hey, we were on the radio show last week. I was on the radio show, or earlier this week in Vegas. It was with
Andrew Paul.
Andrew Paul. He was the producer, but he was like a Wolfman Jack kind of.
Yeah, his name was Wayne.
Oh, Wayne.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, let's see. Benjamin Ham. Hope you're okay, JJ. Benjamin, hope you're doing well. Let's see. Lawrence Arlington. MA's Maine? No. Where's Arlington? Massachusetts? No, wouldn't it
Minnesota?
be? Minnesota. No.
What?
MA.
Oh,
I went to public school.
Massachusetts,
of course.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Right?
See, I went to public high school, and where I went, you didn't have to memorize the states. Now, if you put a gun against my head and gave me about an hour and a half, I could probably come up with all the states. But I definitely couldn't do the capitals. Let's see, Phoenix. We got Lou. Phoenix checking in. Hey, we're going to be in Phoenix in June. We're going to be up in Oregon. We are putting together the dates as soon as we can book flights. We've been looking. We can't book flights. So we've got a little tour coming, and we hope that maybe we get to meet some of you all. Let's see. We should all have their life. We are all his subjects. Clay, and I always like Clay. He emails back, and he says, hugs. Mm-hmm. Now, I thought he was saying hugs to both of us. Maybe he's just saying it to you.
Maybe. Play the architect.
I'll just take it as a compliment. We got Jimmy. Jimmy, thank you for being on. Jimmy is like, usually when I have to make up somebody's name, like, oh, Jimmy over here. Jimmy. Now we know a Jimmy. We now know a Jimmy. We got Tracy.
Card Shop Reality. We were supposed to be going to Las Vegas on the 1st and 2nd of May to see Duran Duran for our anniversary, and we had to cancel it. But he said he just had to cancel his stuff, and it kind of scares me because he had to cancel stuff that's happening in June, and they've canceled.
Oh, man.
The World Series.
Tracy, can anyone confirm the period for headcount numbers? Our bank is saying probably not the same as 2019. So on the application, the SBA says to put the head count best approximate right around February 15th. Then go to my website, jjthecpahelp.com. Tracy, I'm sure you've been there a number of times, but I have on the forgiveness page a employers prepare for forgiveness list or something like that. And I list all the dates that you need head counts for. So I've got that listed for you.
We have a CPA from India.
What? Nice. Well, welcome.
I don't know how to pronounce your first name, and I'm so sorry, but he said he's Dr. Jimmy's dad. So
the CPA from India.
The CPA from
the
India.
CPA. When are we going to India? Because if they'll draw a crowd, I'm there.
I'm still trying to get JJ to take me to Hawaii. So.
Nah, it's too long. It's too long on an airplane. Too long on a plane. Let's see. Nature Heals. Hello, with flying colors. Anyone here from the Facebook group April applicants? Well, I think I need to start a Facebook group. Maybe when the crisis is over. Nancy H. Let's see. She's helping. Benjamin. Clay.
Thank you,
see.
Steve.
Oh, yep.
I
Thank you,
appreciate
Clay.
that. Steve told you to take me to Hawaii. So majority will rule on this if we did a poll, and you would lose.
I would lose, so we're not taking a poll. Peter Bruni, I am from Oklahoma, America.
Another Okie?
No, they just want to know where we were.
Oh.
Let's see.
I want to interrupt real quick to do a little commercial and to make sure that we have 337 people watching and only 57 thumbs up. So if you guys could please all give us a thumbs up, we would greatly appreciate it. All that does is push the video up so more people can see it, so we can get more subscribers. Also, make sure that you are subscribed if you are here, and then you will get notified whenever JJ goes live.
Number 2 on the stack. So I appreciate that. And number 2 on the stack. I already have one of those. And then this episode brought to you by Be a Potato, which is Amanda's book. And if you see right here, if you can see closely, okay, so she's in the kitchen, right? We've got the kitchen there behind her. Look at that. She's got potatoes and carrots and macaroni and cheese. What else is in there?
Candy bars.
Candy bars. She's holding a carrot. So the first thing to know is that this isn't your ordinary cookbook, mainly because it's not a cookbook. And what she's got here is a genius book on it. For those of you that are interested in getting on social media, this young lady over here is helping a bunch of other people get on social media and getting their presence up. Has some really high profile clients. And we were on tour and we were talking. We were actually driving in the middle of the night in Oregon up a mountain, wondering if we were going to fall off of it. It was so dark and foggy. Mm-hmm. And she said, I think I might, maybe get a presence and et cetera. And so anyway, she started with 88 connections on LinkedIn. Uh-huh. And in under 90 days, 4,000, which is lightning fast. She would do in these posts, and they would be like 25,000 people would comment and see her post. And it kind of started with a couple of times that she was just hungry and needed to go to lunch and had to think of a post so that she could go and do the post for her other clients. And she came back like an hour later and basically was, 10,000 people in like 45 minutes to an hour. And where's the Be Potato come from? And then we'll get back to PPP. So the first post that you did that went just viral, as I'll call it, she said, what's the deal? Because a potato is vodka, it makes chips, and it makes French fries. It's like the other vegetables aren't even trying. And then she talked about how as a business owner, we need to be, multi-talented and all that kind of stuff. She wrote it real quick, but it had a business, some business ideas behind it.
And that we should all aspire to be a potato because they make a variety of things that make everyone happy.
There it is. So Be a Potato was born right there. It's going to be a movement. She's going to be more famous than me. I've been telling her from the beginning.
You're very kind.
So Tracy, Tracy, the JJthecPAHelp.com, that forgiveness page, on there as well is a link to the law. And you look at 1106, section 1106, which I also have put in the worksheet there for forgiveness, and it's also in that list. So that's official. It's not even per JJ. Clay, Boom, Tracy, Wendy, hi. Hey y'all from Texas, love it. Went to Abilene Christian University in Abilene, Texas. Started my career in Dallas.
With Flying
Janice.
Colors, with Flying Colors just said, breaking news from SBA, the Small Business Administration will resume accepting applications on Monday, April 27th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
So I know I just ahead of time
Yeah,
with it.
yeah. Perfect. I love it. 9:30, which is 7:30 Pacific. Yeah, so good. Yeah, appreciate the info on that. Brad's got a question. Frequently asked questions, the loan request necessary to support ongoing operations. So related to that, that's really kind of always been the intent. I know that they're putting the question out there. Ongoing operations, EIDL can be for the operations. On the PPP operations, as in the staff, the payroll, and the rent and the utilities. And then my understanding is, some of these institutions that got the dollars that really didn't have that criteria met, kind of inherent, because if you look at the first qualification, it is indicating, and maybe we should just read it. So my point is on the frequently asked questions, I didn't take it as anything new. I just took it as the SBA saying, hey guys, can I highlight this for you? Now, you could read into operations as, well, does it allow us to do some different things? Oh, looks at Tony just bought your book.
Aw, thank you,
Yeah.
Tony, so much. I really appreciate that.
So Brad, hey, thanks for bringing that up. Let's see, Wendy, everybody's doing good. Tara, let's see. Oh, I must be like way up because Clay's talking about making the crowds wait. We got George from Illinois. Howdy, Fred. Audio is good. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. Card Shop Reality. Deep Patel. Howdy. Boom, boom, boom. Friday. Let's see. Brandon. Who am I missing? Hey, JJ, the man in the house. Love it. Thank you so much. You asked me if I had any dreams last night, and because you asked me every morning, did you have any dreams last night? And I forgot I did have a dream last night. I had a dream last night, and I think the reason I had this dream is I saw this funny video on YouTube about Matt Damon and the late night talk show host that it kind of has a British accent. He's a little chubby, blonde hair.
I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
What's his name? Can someone tell me his name? Someone must have. Anyways, I watched this funny one, and Matt Damon does this video, and it's 3 years old, I think. But anyways, he is being told that he needs to go back on this.
Cordone.
Yeah, James Cordone. But basically, James Cordone wants Matt Damon to come on his show again. And Matt said, well, if I'm going to come on your show, then you need to be my stunt double on the next Jason Bourne movie. And anyways, James Cordone comes on as a stunt double. Anyways, Matt Damon does everything he can to try and kill him as a stuntman, jumping off a building, getting hit by a train. Anyway, so I had a dream last night that this turned into a late night talk show.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, and we had guests on. I don't know who the guests were.
I love it.
That's actually, I'm remembering that now because we have this setup. But we had people on.
The next Johnny.
The next Johnny Carson. Yeah.
JJ, the CPA. I like that.
Let's see. Fall for Daisies checking in from Illinois. Eli, thank you so much. Colorful accountant in the vid. Let's see. Well, I'm at the bottom. No?
Oh, you're on top, Chad.
I'm on top. Let's go the opposite?
No. It's just, it only gives you some of the things. So.
Desi, 4 a.m. Eastern time, maybe for EIDL, I'm thinking. And the reason I say that is that...
Just start here. We're in this...
Okay. The reason I say that is that when other governmental programs have come on, it seems like it's like around 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And, when you think of other things that go on live, it's going to have a ton of attention. They go on early like that, but then also I'm only basing that. I'm also basing that on the fact that I think the SBA took EIDL offline at about 4 a.m. But I have that's a pure, I'm walking up to the roulette table and I'm calling it red. So I have no basis for that.
Thank you, Steve, for buying my book. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Let's see, Sofyan Asha, any info about getting the money from EIDL? Listen, I just shot a video about that. Maybe I'm just behind. I did talk about that a little bit. Basically, if you got less than 10K, Go apply for it again. Let's see, Jennifer. Let's see, Clay. Okay, Cordone. Yeah. And shout out JJ, the people's champ. Ah, very kind. I appreciate that. And Kimberly, Ohio in the house. Loving it, loving it. I don't know if everybody has their Friday drink. You know, for some people, it can just be a Coke, a Sprite, a water, you know, an afternoon coffee latte. What do we got here? V8 juice
And
with
coconut rum.
and
because
coconut
we're out
rum.
of vodka.
Okay, we've been drinking the vodka.
Yeah. How I
Desi, yes, you can apply for the SBA Express. Absolutely, if you've gotten all that you're going to get on the EIDL Advance at sba.gov. Question. Yeah, so Bruce Randall, I just did a video on it, like released it moments before I went live. And the short answer is yes, reapply if you only got 1K. Worst is they say, we're not going to give you any more, but we don't know with 2.0 EIDL, will it be the full 10K? So I'm saying, hey, Clay says JJ is Jason Bourne. Hey, now that's a compliment right there.
That is a compliment.
I always kind of went with, growing up with all the things that my mom told me, that I was going to be like the John Connor.
I know.
You know, John Connor, right? The John Connor.
I do know who that is.
Leader of the resistance.
Yes.
Best John Connor was Christian Bale. All right, listen, let's see. Can you pay monthly subscription fees with the PPP funds? Cannot. Jambos and Clay and Benjamin, I'm getting pings on my credit. SBA, does that mean I might be getting the loan? I think that could be yes, because what they're doing is checking to see if you have any circumstances that would preclude you. Let's see, how are the CPA firms you're in touch with holding up? Chris Johnson, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt with everything going on, but it really feels like ours is slipping. Am I expecting too much? No, mine's a slipping too. Chris, I'm telling you this right now. I mean, this is just the stuff I have at the house right there, and then over there on the floor, right? And the only reason it's on the floor is I had those two baskets right here. I was working on them earlier this afternoon, and you know, with the PPP madness, EIDL, and helping clients. So the way I've been looking at it is I've been helping my clients with this. I personally have not been able to get really any tax work done. I'm teaming up with the Justin McAuliffe, CPA of CPA Enterprise PC. Justin McAuliffe, we call him JMac. You need to follow him on Instagram, please do. He is the most unusual CPA that I've ever come across. When you say you've never met a CPA quite like JJ, you've never
Met a CPA like JMac.
Quite like JMac on Instagram. So CPA JMac, go to his stories, you'll love it. And he's a genius. He's like a mad genius.
Yeah. You just
Like a mad scientist.
You have to have a good sense of humor or you're not going to appreciate it, but yeah.
Yeah, and he's on our show JX4. So JX4 is a show that we shoot every week with the CPA marketer, Juan Garcia. The Amanda is on it for season 3. But we have a guest on. We do around the horn, kind of ESPN style. So great friends with Juan and Justin. Miss Vaughn, independent contractor, received a request to upload payroll. You know, I will tell you this: if you're an independent contractor and if you're paying employees, then you want to send a 941. But if you're not paying employees, then you're sending a Schedule C, and it seems as though the banks are just asking in general for information, not really thinking that through. And so really what you want to do is more inform them. I think you might confuse the matter if you try and send up a general ledger, because it doesn't sound like you'd have it. Let's see, Alex. Alex had, I know I call it PPP. I know it's called PPP, but what if none of the employees want to come back to work because of unemployment and can't hire new employees right away? Can 25% of the PPP be forgiven? Absolutely. So unfortunate circumstances. So, you know, starting yesterday, I think that you're going to need some documentation from your employees, all of you that are not being able to have employees work because they're getting more from the unemployment. The thing to note is, I think there's going to be a sledgehammer coming down on those employees, and you don't want to be around it in any way, shape, or form. And the sledgehammer is going to be this. And I actually was helping a friend of mine last night. was probably about 11 at night, and over the phone I was helping him apply for the pandemic unemployment assistance here in Oklahoma. It's still a pre-application for self-employed at least. Anyway, so I was helping him, walk through it, and the number of questions on there, the employees they're just committing fraud by saying that they aren't able to have a job, or they're working somewhere that's been shut down because of COVID and that employer can't pay them. So I know that they're getting more money, but that's not really how it's designed. There's nothing you can do to help it. But know this, when you go in for forgiveness in section 1106 of the CARES Act, which is up on my forgiveness page of jjthecpahelp.com, there's no booby traps there to get the information. Any clicks that you have on there don't lead to you giving me your email so I can send you to a free seminar, wink, wink, later. None of that's on there. Long story short, I don't have any clients because I've told my clients, no, your employees will not do that, and if they are, then they are fired. Period. You need to fire them because that is literally the only way that they will be able to collect, is if they are fired. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to tell you is, yes, you can get the 25%, but in 1106, you have to bring unemployment filings of your employees. You have to bring them to the meeting. One of the bank presidents that I've been keeping in contact with, friend for over 23 years, his prediction is, he and his bank, is that the U.S. Treasury are going to buy these up, which means that we're going to be in front of governmental representatives, which would include potentially Secret Service, U.S. Treasury agents, badge carrying agents, SBA agents, Homeland Security agents, FDIC agents, right? And they're not gonna take kindly, because in some ways it's gonna be seen as taking advantage of the system. And what they don't want is for individuals to be saying, hey, well, I got this money, I'm gonna pay my employees, and then you said, hey, employees, why don't you go on unemployment, and then I'm gonna reap the rewards.
I want to do a little fun contest.
You want to? Oh, okay. Amanda's got a contest.
Yes.
I love it.
So if you guys can just put in the comments.
Thank you, Vlad, 7821. Okay, listen.
And the first person who can guess this right, and if we'll just do it until we run out of koozies. We'll get a koozie. First person who can guess what time JJ went to bed last night can get a koozie.
Do we know?
And tonight, I do know, because I know.
Okay.
And so I will, it's going to surprise you on this one. You may think it was something that it's not. So the first person that I see in here that gets the time right, I'm going to send you a koozie.
Okay. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet, no.
Oh. Close.
Oh.
Closer.
Somebody was close. Oh, I see a winner. Austin Heisel, 11:45. He was asleep before midnight last night. So Austin, if you will email me at jj@jjthecpahelp.com, give us your mailing address, and I will mail you a koozie.
All right. Thank you, Austin. Austin
awesome.
knew. And you know what? Austin knew because there was no videos posted.
Yeah.
That was probably the one.
He was passed out.
Oh my gosh.
By 11:45 last night.
Okay, let's see. Steve Young found Amanda's book on Amazon, just bought it. Let's see if we can get the comments up on that book. Yes, thank you so much.
Reviews.
Yes, the reviews. Let's see. Colt, SBA pull my credit. Why? Just to see if you have any federal defaults, is what I'm understanding there. Jambos won't have any payroll. Todd, big banks stink. Just posted on Reddit. If true, very alarming. Chase rejected PPP application with no explanation, despite saying I was stage 3 already. I don't know if anyone else got this issue. I do, Todd. So get ready for the class action suit. Keep all of your information and your rejections and all communications and timeline. And if you talk to anybody, make notes, because there's probably going to be a class action suit
Buy card shop reality. He has to has to leave early. So
Okay.
he's telling us goodbye.
All right. Well, thank you so much for checking in.
Larissa Lopez just bought both of our books, so thank you so
Aw,
much.
well,
That's
thank
so
you.
sweet.
Well, thank you so much. Let's see. Learning Garden, Idaho. Are we going to talk to that CPA firm in Idaho? No, that was Boise, right? Boise,
Yeah,
Idaho.
Boise of laughter.
No, I don't know yet, but watch for it. I would love to go and see the Learning Center. Susan, if we applied for the EIDL but got nothing, absolutely, Susan, apply again. Let's see. Kim, hi y'all, loving your videos. Applied for EIDL and have an application number. How can I check the status? There's no way. It's still been showing up though. I mean, there's been people that have said comments they've gotten money today on PPP1.
I know.
Which
That's
is interesting.
crazy.
Let's see, Desi and Rebecca, can we apply for SBA Express now? Oh, I said yes. Diana Beck, oh, hi Diana from Allegro Tax Services. Breaking out the beer here in a bit. It's 2:30. We'll give you a pass. Blair, how are you? Let's see the PPP, but can we also keep it Yes, Blair, that is the case. I was talking with some CPAs about this, and our understanding, unless there's something different that comes out later, is that it's a grant for the 8 weeks, but then the unforgivable amount, when it becomes, in essence, it's all a loan, that it can be used for other purposes. And I think that's why, in essence, you have 2 years to pay it back, but that's 2 years from disbursement, and the interest does start ticking on that on the first day of disbursement on the amount that is not forgivable. Let's see, Jamon, got my iced coffee, beer at 5, love it, Pacific time, Alyssa. I want to say, I don't know, I haven't seen that Mike's on. Mike's a CPA out of Simi Valley, where I lived for a short period of time when I was a wee little JJ, and he had shared with some people to tune in today. So for those that are friends of Mike, the CPA from Simi Valley, welcome, and thank you for that, Mike. I really appreciate it, and thanks to all those. Kitty, let's see. Okay, Kitty emailed a question, so let's make.
Emailed 3, yes.
Okay, so we will get to those, Kitty.
We will be answering those in just a second.
Yes, Dash not open, so keep an eye out on the EIDL. Susan, yes, reapply. Jambos, let's see. Oh shoot, just jumped down. Here we go. Okay, these are all the times. See you Monday. Thumbs up, y'all. Okay, cool. We got 148 thumbs up. That's pretty good for as early in as we are.
368 people.
Wow,
watching.
368. I'm loving it. Let's see, Vlad, on a serious note, big shout out to you. Great content, enormous value in these unprecedented times. Keep on rolling. Big fan. Thank you, Vlad. I really appreciate that. Vlad7821, thank you so much. It means a lot, and it's why I stay up late. You know, to help with this, and I just started out doing videos for my clients.
I know.
So it's been wonderful. Jeff got our wild money today. What's the wild money? I think it's EIDL money, or maybe it's the stimulus.
Could be either
Wayne Moore, what about self-employed farmer clients? Yes, Schedule F. They don't talk about it. I do have a video on it. Not many people paid attention, but you can do Schedule F. And if it has a loss, then you do EIDL. But yes, self-employed farmers and the stimulus money. So Wayne, check that out. Let's see, Terry applied for the EIDL. We read a line wrong and put the wrong amount, tried to call, but they said can't change it, and it'll be a long time before we hear anything. So go and apply again. Do that. BBB Buzz. So I got EIDL. And let's see, is that 1,000 or 10,000? Yes. Am I also getting a loan later from them? You'll have to contact a lender on that, an SBA lender. Do you need to repay the EIDL? Nope. Garage doors and windows. You don't. It's just yours, and as long as you use it for business purposes, it's kind of the honor system. Matthew Conrad, CPA. Thanks for being on. I really appreciate that. Michael. Let's see, Jennifer. If I use the wrong formulation, do I need to reapply for PPP? I don't think that's going to happen, but you'll just need to check with your bank. I did ask my banker. We didn't have any of my clients that did it. I said, you know, what are you guys doing if somebody, you know, something changed or whatever? They said, well, it's, you know, as far as we can tell, it's a one-time application process. So unless you have a different one. So let's see, Lakeisha Perkins, how do Ringham? Let's see, whoops, Ringham. Gosh, I'm just not staying up. I'm sitting here talking. And let's see, Ringham, JJ, would you trust the big banks to process the application? I've applied through US, but is it smart to try through another smaller bank? Let me tell you this, when I was talking to the banker earlier, what he had indicated, because we have a good friend of ours on the East Coast that had an SBA number and didn't get the funding, found out on Sunday. The bank said, sorry, didn't get the funding. But when I was talking to my banker here, he indicated that if you have an SBA number, that's a really good sign, because it does mean the bank went so far as submitting it to the SBA. That's where the SBA number comes from. And so you would want to basically reconnect with your bank to let them know, I want PPP2, so that they will apply for it, they will push the button. And this banker said that they do have just a few clients that gave them the documents, and you know, it was like the same day they ran out. And they'd given the documents, they had put them in, they got an SBA number, but then the SBA came back and said, oh, funds are dry. So they have that just sitting ready to go, boom, reapply. So if you got the big bank that far with an SBA number, but then someone had, I think it's Homer Dog, great CPA, but Homer Dog had sent me a graphic that for one of the $30 billion amounts, there's only 100 banks. So if you don't get the big bank, I don't know it's going to go so fast. If you don't get a big bank and some of the smaller banks still have it, you could try. But I'm hoping the big banks are going to go after this. I was asked to give a quote yesterday for an article, potentially, which I don't think it made it because I didn't get to read it. I'm giving all these quotes and they're not making it. But anyways, I gave a quote to a national publication, and then I decided to do a quick video on it. What's the difference between PPP1, PPP2? But I think one of them is the banks, for their misgivings, and I'm talking the large banks. I don't know of any banks personally that had any misgivings. But I think they're going to be working super hard so that if there's an investigation later into how did PPP1 go down with you there, Mr. Bank, and they start investigating, they'll be able to say, well, this is how it happened for one, but we did get the funding for these people on two.
Yep.
So what's going to be our next contest question?
Oh, we're going to have to come up with, I will come up with another one. And
okay.
I want to give a shout out to Miss Kelly Thomas.
Kelly.
Who's here, and she's having chocolate milkshakes with her and her daughters right now.
I want a chocolate milkshake. That sounds fabulous.
Sound good.
All right, Fall for Daisies, PPP2. So it's Monday morning. Someone helped know it more exact that it's 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
PPP2 is back up and running. We have a dental clinic in Illinois. I hope you get it. Let's see, what is EIDL Express? Go to sba.gov and go to funding options, and then you'll see it says a little cartoon. You'll see PPP, cartoon for 10,000 EIDL advance, and then you'll see a cartoon that says SBA Express, and then I have a video on it. But it's 25 grand above and beyond, and it's supposed to be a fast turnaround, but you do get that through the bank. And let's see, Johnny, denied PPP.
Adriana says, my husband and I just love watching you and your wife. Your videos are so valuable and fun.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I wonder how, I can't remember his name. I wonder how the date went last night. Remember, he wasn't able to watch you.
Well, I'm sure it went awesome.
He must have.
It went awesome. Brent, sorry I didn't see it. Got to run. Liz, JJ, B of A says, I'm approved and waiting for more money because they sent to SBA. You know, Liz, I would hate to tell you yes, and then it doesn't. And then, you know, Liz, you're not happy with me. And, you know, with the childhood I had growing up, I don't like people not happy with me. Keeps me up at night. But I will say this, if they've said that to you, that to me seems like that they would not make that kind of promise if they're just waiting on money number two.
You did something. You said to your fans here and to our friends something earlier at the beginning, and you just got called out on it.
Uh-oh, what did I say?
You said every time that you said the
Oh,
the
shoot.
PPP, and they said you were like 8 drinks behind, so you better catch up.
1, 2, 3. You think it's 8?
That's what he said. Todd said 8.
4. Well, Todd don't lie.
You might
He
as well
he and
might
Abe
as well
Lincoln.
just chug it back in the old days.
No. That's 5. 6. Now you put only 1 shot in this whole big thing, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here we go. 7. Lucky number 7.
8 is great.
8 is great. Here we go.
Todd's gonna keep you now. He's on you.
We're gonna need some more. Okay, so Ringham, U.S. Bank just told us the same. Carol. Okay, Carol's answering. Let's see. Milton, gotten PPP1 and was approved. Probably I haven't gotten PPP1 and I was approved. So hopefully it's coming. Oh, I have not. Gotcha. I have not gotten PPP1. Yeah, follow up with the bank. With the bank. Gretchen, self-employed. I just qualified for PUA benefits. Would it be possible to get approved for PPP? And if so, I use a low rate loan for other expenses and not seek forgiveness. You know, Gretchen, it really won't fly for that, but I will tell you for this, if you're an independent contractor, you get PPP, you take line 31 divided by 52 times 8, that's the automatic forgiveness. But, you know, I mean, when I went through with my friend last night on the PUA, there was nothing that asked about PPP, but, you know, I think the spirit of it all is this. And so all I can do is go with what I think, but here's what I think. If you got the PUA, it's there to, you know, help replace your income. You know, what is it, $2,400 a month, you know, $600 a week. And PPP is really meant to do the same thing. It's not, I mean, my feeling is it's not to get both. And in some ways, I don't even know why they offered both. And I don't know if it's just because there could be, well, I know why they offered it, because some people may not have a large line 31 on Schedule C. But I kind of feel like the spirit of the deal is this. You get your PPP, that's supposed to tide you over. You can't get PPP, you're getting PUA. So I feel like if you got PUA, I think you just stick with that. But I'm telling you right now, there's nothing that says when you go to get the PPP that it asks if you're getting PUA. But I'm going to tell you this, when you go in for forgiveness, they are going to ask, did you get PUA? So that's why my advice is really just, it's kind of one or the other, right? So I got PPP. I'm not doing PUA, even though, you know, I'm an employee. And then none of my employees have been able to do PUA. I don't know if they would make more on PUA or not. I don't know that they would, but anyways, that's my thought on it. So it's not an official response. I think it's a little bit double. Lakeisha.
Do you want to address, just because we've had this, you know, just to address at one time, so then you've answered the question, but a lot of people are asking, all right, what are the businesses going to do that receive the PPP? Good job taking a drink, but their business isn't allowed to open up.
Yeah, so the deal is on PPP is that it's not to pay your employees while you're open. It's really meant to be, and one of the people that was commenting on a video, you know, about a week and a half ago said, so basically, as we were going back and forth, basically by getting PPP, I'm serving as the unemployment office. Yeah, because the PPP is to pay your employees whether you're open or not. So I know as entrepreneurs, that doesn't really compute with us. And I know we've had comments and emails and people will say, well, I'm not gonna pay my employees to sit on the couch. The thing is you're not paying them anything. You know, you're getting the money from the government. The grant is that you pay your employees, doesn't matter if you're open or not. And the reason that that is so that your employees stay with you, that they don't quit, that they don't go on unemployment. Now, when they came up with the PUA of $600 a week, it then created a conflict of interest. Mm-hmm. And I think really what it should have been is if you were self-employed, you could get PUA $600 a week if you didn't qualify for PPP. But I just don't think they should have done PUA if you're an employee at $600 a week.
No,
I think
agree.
because you get your state benefits plus the $600, and so there's this mindset. Now, I will tell you this. I have a client, and one of their employees got kind of testy that my client, their employer, was like, well, you're preventing me from going and making more money off unemployment. So I decided to step in because they've been a client for almost 23 years, and this employee had been there for 15 years. And anyway, so I stepped in, and at the end of the day, didn't go on unemployment. And the reasoning behind that was, well, you're going to have to commit a crime when you go and claim unemployment because you have an employer here that is going to pay you even though they're closed. So the PPP is meant to be paid whether you're open or not. Now, so, you know, with our team, we've done shifts. They've been there. You know, I sent everybody home today. I sent one of them home for the last 3 days. They were home a little bit. I'm not sure about what we're going to do for next week. But everybody's still gotten paid. And then we haven't been open, so we haven't let any clients come to the office. And then everybody, if it happens to be that all 3 of them are there at the same time, everybody has their door closed. But, you know, basically, you know, my clients, no one has their employees on the PUA because what I told them was, if you're getting PPP, then you need to pay the employees.
Right.
It's really not your money, it's the government's, and the government's saying we're giving this to you. Now, I do know this, that there are a number of, there's a movement out there, for lack of a better word, and I've put it out there as well. I haven't been as forceful, but I know that we've got somebody that, one of our, someone that's going to be on our reality show that I've been texting with, indicated that the congressman from their area has gotten the idea through their head that maybe we need to get the PPP where it is stretched, not over the 8 weeks, but right now we just know it to be the 8 weeks. And so just know this, you're going to take your unemployment filings, you're going to have to explain to them why you let your employees go on unemployment, which my response, if I don't have this circumstance, would be they went on unemployment. And then quite frankly, it may be on your employee's door with a badge saying, I believe you committed a crime because you had an employer that received funds and informed you that they were going to continue to pay you. And I know on one of the emails that we got, somebody that's a great supporter of JJ the CPA indicated that some of their employees were mad because the pay that they were going to get based on PPP, which is just based on, you know, base pay,
Right.
wasn't going to be what they normally make. And so they were all mad and they wanted to go on unemployment. And that's actually what spurred my mindset that maybe we need to find a way for the employees to document that they're refusing to come to work. They decided on their own to go and get unemployment. And so anyways, I don't know that I'm going to write anything up because I'm not a lawyer. I don't have any clients that are in this set of circumstances. And partly because, my clients, when I'm visiting with them, they trust me and they probably, like everybody here, want to do the right thing. And I understand employees' positions, which is, listen, I can go get more money over here. Why wouldn't I do that? But if your employer got PPP and they have money to pay you, I think you got problems because on your application, I do know last night when I was helping our friend, there was questions on there that you would have to lie.
Yeah.
You know? Anyways. All right, so hey, we've got 176 likes. Let's get it over 200. Or thumbs up. That'd be great. If you don't mind.
What's what we'll do then? And once
PPP.
Once we reach 200 thumbs up, I'll do another giveaway.
Oh, there we go. All right, Eric, thanks for the videos. I'm a CPA that lived in Norman for 15 years, Boomer Sooner, and now in North Carolina. I love it. I don't think we're going to be up in North Carolina anytime soon. Hey, thank you for being on. Yes, from Boomer Sooner country, and that's That's actually where my bank is down in Norman, America. And a good spot to be. Well, I'm sorry I didn't meet you before, Eric. Let's see. Oh, shoot, just jumped. Here we go. So Alyssa, my POA says $195 a week, 2 in PA. Alyssa, I will tell you this, I don't think that that's federal PUA, so you want to stay after it because federal PUA is you qualify for $1, you qualify for the 600. So the states have PUA. So my understanding is that. So I would stay after it if that's all that you are getting. Let's see, shoot.
All right, here's our next.
Oh, we're at 205.
Yeah, this one's gonna be a hard one, so I'm gonna give you 2 koozies. If you can guess this one without Googling it.
How about this?
What?
Yeah, never mind. 2 koozies on this one. We'll up the ante. We'll do a giveaway later we'll give away a book.
Oh, if you want to do a book, this
No,
2
koozies. No, it's 2. You already said it. We're doing a 2 koozie.
Okay, all right. Who can tell us what JJ the CPA's name is? Correct spelling.
That's not a hard one.
Yeah, we don't ever talk about your name is.
So what's my real name?
Yeah.
Is that what we're asking?
Yeah.
My real name spelled correctly?
Spelled
There it is,
correctly.
Larissa.
Larissa Lopez.
Larissa Lopez. Boom. Email us.
So many people don't. Yep. See, it's not Josh. It's Joshua.
It's right. It's Joshua. Yeah.
See,
I don't like to be called.
Joseph.
I don't like to be called Josh. Yeah.
And see, and then we got one of them that was this.
Wendy Thayer's on. Wendy sent us, not Simon and David.
She sent
David and
Harry.
Harry and David.
Harry and David.
David and Harry? Harry and David?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Wendy.
You were so sweet.
We have something coming to you. Thank you so much. It was so appreciated. And you have to bring the box. Will you bring it? We have to see this box of stuff. And now it does include some stuff from somebody else, but
I tell
Larissa,
she needs to
email JJ at jjthecpa.com. So, all right, so hey JJ, what's up in Illinois? And the governor just extended the shelter in place to June 1. Holy moly, what are clients supposed to do with PPP funds? Okay, that are not allowed to open. All right, so I just answered that because I'm behind. JJ is 43. They think I'm 43 years old.
And you are. He's actually 27.
Look at this. So of course we've been eating on it, but we've already polished off at least one of these popcorns. We've got a bunch of these cookies we've already eaten. There was another bag of this that's already been polished down. Yeah. Okay. So that's down to nothing. And then we've got all of these, like, look at
Truffles
this.
And
Truffles
cookies and.
Yes. And then did this. This came with another box.
Yeah, that came with another box.
And then we've got.
So yes,
so anyways,
thank you so
Wendy.
much, Wendy. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, Wendy. Really appreciate that. I'm gonna do something real quick to put us on. How do we put us on? Slide down. Nope, didn't work. I got to put us on airplane mode. Here we go. Airplane mode. There we go. We just had someone try and call. Let's see. PPP drink. Yep.
Yep. Take that last.
Oh.
That last
Okay. This is yours.
Yeah, and then I'll make another drink. Thank you for not calling my boo-boo out over here.
Okay. All right, Lakeisha. Let's see. Maybe I'm behind. Let's see. Who needs a Tootsie Roll? How many sips does it take to get JJ sloshed? No getting sloshed. But I will tell you this. Every great CPA, when they hit the end of tax season, does take a little time off, which we haven't had yet. Let's see. Todd says you're awesome. Let's see. PPP2, Chelsea. Also, has anybody approved as sole proprietor PPP? If so, what bank? Liz, yes, agree with you. Thank you. Let's see. Shoot. Oh, Kitty's asking how old I am. So people are saying 43. You know what? That'll be the next one. We'll do that. We'll do that here in a little bit. We'll do the guess the age of JJ. I'm loving this. You guys are just making my day. You guys are making my day. All right, so let's see. Todd, Amanda, please, honest. He keeps breaking his own rules. I love it. Let's see, Jeff, getting mixed answers on ERC. I was told you have to file 7,200 for first quarter and can't report it directly on 941 for first quarter. That is correct, Jeff. Here is the official, okay? If you're going for PPP funds, you're not going to be able to do ERC right now until the IRS comes out with more clarification on it. You're just going to need to hold tight. The clarification needing to be, what date is it effective that if you get PPP funds, you cannot do ERC? There's a group of CPAs that we all agree that as it stands right now, doesn't appear you get ERC, but I'm the holdout along with a couple of law firms in New York City that I don't know, but based on their articles, which is the IRS needs to define when does it take place that you don't get the employee retention credit, which is 50% of the wages that you're paying. And there's two ways to qualify. One being, if you have COVID-19 shutdown, you qualify, or if your gross receipts are 50% or more down from the same quarter in the prior year, then you get the employee retention credit. Here's what doesn't make sense to me. Not that the tax code has to make sense, but here's what doesn't make sense to me. And Jeff, you're talking about first quarter here, is that from 3/13, because that's the first date that you can take it, to 3/31, you're in a set of circumstances where that employer used their own funds to pay employees. And if you're 100 or less employees, it indicates that no matter what, whether they worked or not, you get the credit, you being the employer. But then the law indicates that if somebody gets PPP funds, they're not eligible. So I've conceded to that. I've conceded, I held out, I researched it, I went through the law. And the reason I'm holding out still is that in the section of the CARES Act that talks about the employee retention credit, it does indicate that the IRS needs to define what happens if somebody takes the employee retention credit and then gets PPP funds. Now, it does indicate there's a recapture. Well, what's the recapture? Is the recapture you have to pay it back? Is the recapture you have to pay it by July 31st? Is the recapture it just simply reduces down your PPP loan forgiveness? And the reason for that is that if you read the CARES Act, it indicates for the sick leave as well as the Expanded Family Medical Leave Act that if you get those credits, and you have PPP funds, then those credits reduce down your payroll costs in determining your loan forgiveness. So it seems logical that employee retention credit would be treated the same. And for those that need funds, if they are able to get the employee retention credit and get PPP funds, I've got a couple of clients, they wouldn't care if it reduced down their loan forgiveness later and it gives them time to pay it back. So that's what we need. Now, we'll say this, if you didn't get PPP, and EIDL has no effect on the ERC, but if you didn't get PPP, the only way to get it for quarter one is to file 7,200, and the IRS indicated, because the form was finalized, but you will check the box for second quarter. Line 1 only include the ERC for first quarter, fax that puppy in. All right, so I've got some videos on that. Good one, I'm going to say something. Okay, let's see. PayPal is no pal of mine. They are useless. Bruce, what happened with PayPal? Tell us, because a bunch of people were telling us earlier in the week they were doing PayPal, so tell us on that. Mitchell Murphy, sole proprietor since. My bank is trying to calculate my loan based on 19 instead of 2020. Is this right because it doesn't represent? Yeah, Mitchell, I tell you, it's a little unfair. I get it. But the SBA came out on the 14th of April and indicated that the only thing that a sole proprietor can use is 2019 Schedule C. So get what you can, and then look for the EIDL. And I did an analysis with somebody today that it wouldn't even make sense to get PPP. They think they're going to get like $1,400 and basically they should just go get the PUA, because you don't want to run in a circumstance where you get the PPP, obviously it's not going to be enough to cover you, and then it precludes you from PUA. So at the end of the day, if it's not a lot, maybe go for the PUA. If you go for the PPP, it is going to be based on 2019. Let's see, Liz, okay, I'm just so far behind. Nancy talked about Tootsie Roll. JJ is 43. Did you catch the next contest will be guessing
Guessing your age?
Guessing my age. So
wow.
I don't know if we can do it, but how about when we get to 240 likes, we'll do the next one. We'll see what happens. Tax Slayer. Let's see. I think they were answering something about Tax Slayer. Let's see. Can you apply for PUA? Wendy Thayer. So Wendy, on that, for the time frame before PPP, yes, I absolutely feel that you can, because it's covering a different time period. So Wendy, on that, I say yes. Let's see. I'm trying to get more and more advice, so I said that number. LOL. Austin, my PUA. Yeah, Austin, keep after it, because that sounds like the state amount. So unless somehow the states are interpreting this incorrectly, it's supposed to be 600 plus whatever the state gives you. And I can tell you right now, in Oklahoma, they're only paying out the Oklahoma amount. They're not paying out the PUA for whatever reason. And they indicate they're waiting on the feds. So I'm sure that's the case. Let's see, Terry, LLC taxes an S Corp. Do we mark it LLC or S on the EIDL? I would mark it S. Now visit with your bank just to be sure, because some banks are interpreting things, but I don't know why that would make a difference. I think where it might make a difference is if you're an LLC, but an LLC sole proprietor, but that's a pure guess. I say you go with the S Corp, and then it'll be based on the wages. Let's see. Sarisha, thank you so much for your help. It's been invaluable. Are employers mandated to bring back all their employees full-time for payroll to be given in if some staff are furloughed before PPP? Yes. Now, I mean, all I can tell you is that whatever it is that you don't pay out in payroll, then it's not going to be forgiven. You give it back. I think if you have employees that, you furloughed them and now you have money, they need to come back. I mean, that's just me, because you're going to have to take the unemployment filings with you to the forgiveness. All right, Sharon Bronson finally got PPP money in the bank. Everybody's drinking to that. Their iced coffee, their beer, their chocolate milkshake. We're drinking to Sharon, who got PPP money in the bank. Congratulations. And we say congratulations. Wow, that's good. What is that?
That's the Mike's Lemonade.
This is Mike's.
Mike's.
It's just Mike's Lemonade.
Yeah, Mike's
okay, good.
Lemonade.
Mike's Lemonade. All right. Let's see. I answered yes, Lawrence. PPP before, not during PPP, and then PUA after. I think that all flies appropriately. I've even said that if your PPP is low, like I have no basis for telling you this other than just what I think as a CPA, what seems reasonable, which is if you're self-employed, and let's say your PPP money is $1,200, okay? So I understand that it's, line 31 divided by 52 times 8, there's your forgiveness amount. But if it's $1,200, I kind of just wonder, does that really just kind of last you for 2 weeks, and then you get PUA after that, because PUA is $600? I was hoping, to be honest with you, that when people apply for PUA, that it would ask for, what did you get in PPP funds? Because then it could be worked into the scenario. So I don't like to work in the gray. I just want to know, here's what I think it is, and I'll research something and research it. And even if other people think it's gray, I turn it into black and white. But I'm just telling you, on this one, it's not black and white. The unemployment is different from state to state, even though it should be the same on the PUA. So if you're not getting a lot, so like I said, I counseled somebody today, they're only going to get $1,400. The state that they're in, my concern is if they got the PPP, that the state may say, well, that's supposed to last you 8 weeks, so you don't get PUA. So I said, you know, for $1,400 and the amount of expense that you really do have to cover, that I think you want to go PUA. So we're at 222. What did we say? 240?
240 thumbs up, and we'll do our next one.
Let's see. Jennifer, did anyone use Bank of America PPP loans? Someone did, and they said they do have an SBA number. Do you see if this could turn out to bankrupt small businesses like the 08 housing crisis? Knit, yes. I did a video on this, a series of them yesterday. And I don't like this prediction, but based on Seth Denson, some of the things that he has said, our great friend Seth Denson, check him out on YouTube. But he is a healthcare professional, not a doctor. And he has a Friday show that he brings a doctor on. He's had me on it. But Knit, on this, I'm personally predicting, because of the way the rollout's happening, which is one segment at a time, which does not boost consumer confidence, right? So if you're in a set of circumstances where, you know, like right now, May 1st, and depending on where you are in the state, it could actually be today, you can go get a haircut, get your nails done, go to the gym, but restaurants aren't able to open. So in 2 weeks, restaurants can open, but you gotta sit, you know, booth apart, gotta wear masks. Bars can be open, but it's seating only, and it has to be half capacity. And don't get me wrong, I know that the businesses want to be open, okay? But I was talking with our good friend that has a sound company. I was talking to him earlier today, has a sound company, and he runs the sound at our all-time absolute favorite venue to go see live music, okay? I'm just going to say it, 40 West Bar and Grill in Yukon, America. 40 West Bar and Grill. That's for Dave. Fabulous place for live music. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable, the bands that play there. Anyways, talking with them, and you know, they're happy to open back up. And so I haven't talked directly with Dave, okay? Okay, so Dave, so I haven't talked directly with Dave yet, but I was talking with our great friend that runs the in essence, the sound company. That runs their sound, which makes it like better than a rock concert. It's better than when we go to see like Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Or Motley Crue. Well, we haven't seen Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Kid Rock. Anyways, where was I? What was I even talking about here? I'm talking about that the economy, okay, I predict 15% of small businesses will be bankrupt by mid-June. And the reason for that is I'm getting an increased number of emails of people just saying, I think they just need an outlet. They're just telling me, I'm going out of business. I'm going bankrupt. I'm in the real estate industry. There's no way I can continue. They didn't get PPP. They don't have wages. The POA is not enough. They're stuck with a number of things that aren't getting the type of relief that they can maybe get if they had employees, let's say. And so I think that us opening one segment at a time leads to low consumer confidence, because in essence, like in the state of Oklahoma and in Oklahoma City, bless their hearts, they're doing everything they can. I don't even mean to be critical here. But what we're telling the consumers is, come on out, dip your foot or dip your toe in the pool, but Jaws may come. And what's Jaws? We see a spike in, and I hate to be so crude, body bags. And now everybody's got to retreat. Well, what kind of consumer confidence is that for us to go out now and try and frequent these places? How is it going to work that you go to get your hair done? Amanda's supposed to get her hair done on May 1st, and she's like, you know, yes. And she's like, you know, I'm going to have to get a face mask that goes behind my ears because she has to be able to cut my hair. Why not just everybody go at the same time? So don't get me wrong. On the one hand, yes, businesses need to be open. But on the other hand, so our good friends that have 40 West, you know, I know they're going to open, and they're happy to open, and they're thankful to open. But is that really the best? And of course, you're going to say, well, of course it is, JJ. We want businesses open. But they're going to have to fully staff it. Yeah. Right? They're going to use the same amount of air conditioning. They got to have the same number of staff. They got to get the same, in essence, amount of drinks and beers and food lined up. Yep. And they're only going to be at half capacity. Yep. Right? The bands that are going to come in, they're going to have to play for less. And then you're going to go into a spot where usually you and I are on the dance floor.
Yep.
Right? JJ, the CPA, on the dance floor.
It's awesome. I love dancing with him. He's a good dancer.
And you can't dance.
No.
I don't think. I mean, I think they're waiting on final regulations. But if you're just having to sit at your table,
can't be standing.
Can't be standing. Is that really the best thing for? The short answer is probably like yes, heck yeah, we want businesses open. But wouldn't it be better to just say, hey, you know what? We're all in this together. Everybody's open May 1. Or
it would be nice, but we didn't even shut the country down all at the same time. And that's what would have been nice, if the whole country would have just shut down at the same time, because then we would be back out there.
Okay.
When do you want to get to the emails?
Jennifer Terry. Okay, hang on. Wait, you cannot use PPP money if I'm getting PUA. Hopefully I answered that. Corey. Let's see. Todd. Alyssa, I better.
Todd said he's getting real drunk off this PPP game.
We don't want any of that. Don't drive home. I'm assuming you're already home.
They should be home.
They should be home.
We're all social distancing.
Let's see. Okay, shoot. Let's see. You like Kid Rock? Yes. You've never met a CPA quite like me. Amanda came up with that because of the song. You've never met a ba-lamp, ba-lamp, ba-lamp quite like me, as Kid Rock would say. Okay. I think somehow I got popped all the way. We're at 239 likes. 239 likes.
Oh yeah. Todd says 49. He's already guessing. He must see 240. They're already guessing your age.
Okay, 240.
Oh, now we are.
No one's got it. Oh, there we go. John Main.
No,
John.
if it's 48, Todd got it.
Oh, it is? Okay. Todd got it. 48.
Todd got it.
Okay. Well, listen. I said. Who did I say?
You said John.
Okay, John Main. Okay, so we're gonna send a koozie to John, and then write it down. Send us an email, and then to Todd. Is it Todd, our main PPP man?
Yep. The one that's getting drunk right now. Yes.
I'm gonna send you a copy of my book, if you don't mind. I'm gonna write in it just to say thank you for all your support. And if you'll email us, we will mail that to you. You did write it down so we don't forget.
Yeah, I got it. So you guys email us at jj@jjthecpahelp.com with your address, so then we can get that out. And everyone's saying that, damn,
Liz said 54.
You look good for 48. Everyone's saying that.
Thank you. You know what though? Liz was just, you know what? You got to go high. It's like Price is Right.
That's right.
Right? You just, you go high, right? You either go low or you go high. Cole's saying 55.
We'll have them
Fred's saying 52.
Guess my age now.
Okay, on the next one?
The next one.
Oh, wow, we're up to 250. Okay, so when are we doing it?
So if we get to 300.
No, 300? Wow, you really, okay, you don't want people.
265 likes, and we can guess how old Amanda is.
Thank you, Jay Lexel.
And you'll get a copy of my book. How about that? I'll send you a copy of my book.
Let's see. What if you took a salary, filed as a W-2, an escort with your LLC, and then got a PPP? Maybe because I had a drink, Lion. What do you mean by escort? Do I get something if I first to see they were at two? Do I get something for being the first to see that they were? Oh, Blair. You know what, Blair? We're going to send Blair a koozie. We're sending Blair a koozie. Send us jj@jjthecpahelp.com. jj@jjthecpahelp.com. Let's see, Vlad. JJ, can I use one? Tell me, I missed it because it just jumped me down to the bottom.
What's the name?
It's Vlad, 7821. 7821. All right, Amanda's 21. Fred nailed it.
Yeah.
I've said it all the time. I'm just lucky you're here. You don't have to go to class.
Whatever. Very kind, Fred.
Oh, wow. We got here Dax. Dax, I believe, is a CPA. Interesting. This go around, several banks have contacted me and said they will not process 2019 Schedule C unless it was with a filed tax return. Holy moly. I haven't come across that yet. I did disclose to one of the banks that, and I just voluntarily said it. And the client's been a client over 20 years. I know the banker forever. And I just said, hey, by the way, this is the Schedule C. I have prepared it. I am telling you that this is what will be filed with the IRS. I sent it to the client, I sent it to the client, and the client confirmed with me, the numbers were all what we thought they should be. But I just voluntarily did that. I know that that's not something probably you'd want to do. CPAs are not usually in the business of trying to help people get loans, so to speak. But I don't know if that matters. And then you probably know this too, Dax. I've had, banks over the years that even though we show them an e-file confirmation number and it had been e-filed, that they still want a signed copy of the tax return. So I don't know if maybe that helps, but that's ridiculous. I'm telling you that right now, because the SBA does not say that. That is really frustrating that banks are being that way. Can you pay yourself more, go through PPP dollars, more than the 8 weeks, back pay yourself and still get forgiveness? So Chris, I've got a number of videos on that. You just need to go watch. The short answer is no. Let's see, Lion, I meant to say S election. Okay, so Lion, I apologize. Will you just resend your question, Lion? Amanda is the real brains on the deal. We know it. Let's see, Crystal, hello, JJ and Amanda. I applied for EIDL on April 1st. Didn't receive anything. SBA ran my credit. Should I reapply to see if I get funded? Thank you, Crystal. If they ran your credit, it's a good sign, so to speak, because they're checking you out. But I am telling people, if you got less than 10,000, maybe go ahead and reapply when they put up the EIDL again, only because originally it was 10,000, and even the website still says 10,000 advance. Let's see. Kitty says clearly it's a puppet regime, and that you're the brains behind this. Okay, that reminds me, we have some questions from Kitty. Glenda is uploading videos every day. He helps you with your taxes and your IRA, so listen carefully to what he has to say. Can I write that off? I love it. Let's see. Can I use for something other than payroll because I fully intend to repay the loan? I won't seek forgiveness. Gretchen, my understanding is that for the 8 weeks, you got to only spend it on what has been directed that you can spend it on. I think if you're spending it on anything different within that 8 weeks, you're putting yourself in legal jeopardy. SBA literally calls it a crime. I mean, they go so far as to say it's a crime, like literally go so far as to say it's a crime, and so does the law. And I know that everything says that, but I do think that you'd be better off just spending it. Susie, can I give myself a raise with PPP? You can't, because it's based on the past, and they're going to see it. And how do you think a U.S. Marshal, a U.S. Secret Service agent, an IRS agent, a gun-carrying FDIC agent, an SBA agent, a Homeland Security agent, because one of the bank presidents thinks that these are all going to get bought up by U.S. Treasury, and who you'll be sitting across the desk from is one of them, okay? Meaning a government official. And I don't know that government official, because they're going to see all your payroll records, and they're going to see that, okay? It's not an embarrassment. Maybe it's a slam to go, well, then none of it's forgiven because you didn't use it properly. So all that happens is that you have money left over, you pay it back. So long story short, I say no. I hate to be the bearer of the bad news, but I'm saying no on that. Let's see, self-employed with LLC, denied by the bank since I have no employees, no operating agreement, 3 weeks trying to get PP. Johnny, I don't know, that's not how it's supposed to work at all. You don't need an operating agreement if you're self-employed, but if you have an LLC, they may want an operating agreement. So go and Google operating agreement, whip you up one, because if you're self-employed, the operating agreement just says, I own it, I control everything. If I close the business, everything's closed. Operating agreements are, for self-employed LLC, single member, is a formality. Whip it together and get it back to them. Let's see, SBA, interesting. SBA guidance only refers to Schedule Cs that were submitted with the loan application. Doesn't even state that they Schedule C. Yeah, I agree, Kitty. Let's see. Deidre, how about if you're a new business, what documents are required for January and February? Well, if you're self-employed, tech to the bank, okay? Ask the bank, because on that, I don't want to tell you something incorrect. But here's what I understand, is that for sole proprietor, you're out of luck. If you have employees, then it can be based on January and February payroll. And so you would need payroll documentation on that, but check with your bank ASAP. PPP2 is going live on Monday.
All right, it's time for our next giveaway.
Oh,
265.
wow, 265.
You guys are awesome.
Let's see. What's our next one? Tax Slayer, what up, what up? And let's see, how do I use PPP money if governor extended? Not allowed to open. You got to use it either way. I hate to say it. Got to use it either way. What's our next gift?
They're guessing my book, and they're guessing.
Guessing, oh. All right, so they're guessing your age?
They're guessing my age.
How old are you again?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
I know, I was tricking
guesses.
you. Okay, here we go. How old is Amanda?
You'll get a copy of my book.
Wow, Blair said 27, Tony 42, Amanda 38. Let's see. Where are we at? Where are we at?
Haven't seen
Coach's
yet.
Pit Barbecue. Oh my God, Coach's Pit Barbecue.
Come on, some of you are so
No one's
close.
nailed it. There we go.
Jambos.
Jambos nailed it at 40.
I am 40.
Jambos nailed it at 40.
You guys are
Who
so
else?
awesome.
Who else nailed it? Anybody else?
Greg.
Greg Cullup, 25. I win. JJ minus 5 equals Amanda. That's 11.
You're so awesome. Jambos, if you will email us your address at jj@jjthecpahelp.com, I will get you an autographed copy. You guys are so awesome.
You guys are awesome.
That's some good compliments.
All right, you know what? Since they got it so far, okay. So let's see. Right now, let's see. Everybody's done. The game was rigged. Anyone who guessed over 32 gets booted from the channel. I love it. I love it. All right, hey, Chris Plus, send us your address if you want a koozie. Let's see. Brushfire Chef. Just put koozie. And let's see. Jay Lexel, Ronald Hicklin Jr., Doug Heck, Gregory French.
Oh my gosh, I can't write all that down.
Okay, yeah, here we go. You ready? Chris Plus, Brushfire Chef, Jay Lexel, Ronald Hicklin, Doug Heck, Gregory French. Okay, we just did a bonus round on that because
Yeah, we did.
we're right at 270 likes.
Y'all are awesome.
And we're at 340 people a part of the community.
Should have a drink.
Here we go, PPP.
Cheers.
Yeah, you know me.
You guys are
Who's
so
down with
awesome.
PPP? Everybody.
Thank you guys.
What do we got with, who's down with EIDL? Doesn't really go. Oh, we have to tell everybody this. If you go down in the, can people see the body of this live? Can you all see the body of the live?
They should.
Does it have a link to Teespring?
I'd have to look up. I'm on it.
Does anybody see a live to Teespring? It's where I made up some, I've sold them for the minimum that's allowed. Jay Lexel's down with EIDL. So,
They said yes.
okay, so if you want, these are the lowest that Teespring would let me sell them for. But anyways, we have some PPP mugs. Who's down with PPP? Yeah, you know me.
I'm gonna go
We got some JJ the CPA. We have a dynamic duo mug with Amanda on one side, me on the other. And then we have another one that's me on one side and you on another, but one faces differently. Mm-hmm. And then we did a JJ the CPA mug. Yep. And we did a You Never Met a CPA Quite Like Me. Hey, we just did it for fun. And you know what's so funny? Is that stuff's been up for like a week and a half. And I've never even mentioned it one time. I just keep forgetting. And I only did that because someone that was on the live said you need to do t-shirts. Yep. So that night I was like, how do you do this? And then our good friend CPA Strength, who has over 140,000 subscribers, CPA Strength, godfather of CPA YouTube, who mostly now focuses on his videos on working out and being healthy. Anyways, he is the one that told me about Teespring as well as JMac, and they can connect it with YouTube. And so there's a JJ the CPA store. Makes it real easy. Just drop, ship the mugs and the t-shirts.
I love it.
Okay, what are we talking? Thank you, Jerry. I really appreciate that. Alyssa, here we go. Cocktail time. Let's see. It's all right. Kitty has been waiting. Let's go to Kitty's email.
Okay.
Thank you, Jason. Let's see. JJ, it is just me, or does PPP look like a lot? Look like a lot of dough. Yes, Jay.
Just
Hey.
because it's long, and I know you wanted to read it too. So
Okay.
we'll do this.
Let's see. Cool beans. We got someone who's a new CPA that's in Texas.
Mouse.
Did the SBA have to submit a tax transcript for EIDL? I don't think so. I don't know of any requirement of like that. Hey, Todd, thank you for the email. I appreciate that. And let's see, where are we at here? We had someone said they're a brand new CPA. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's one. No?
I mean, that's one of them, but I told you it was a lot, so I was trying to get it.
Okay.
Tell everyone to subscribe and there.
Okay, question. Questions for 424 Live. Here we go. Kitty. Kitty's going to put me on the spot. Let's see what we got here. Hoping to find answers to these questions, but couldn't. Spent all evening watching my YouTube videos. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody that is here. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for all the likes and for the subscribers. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, benefit being that you'll get to be a part of the JJ community. I guess we're calling it the JJ, what did somebody say? The JJ show? What are you calling this thing? JJ Live.
JJ Live.
All right.
All right, the first one is sole proprietor Schedule C filers forgiveness is based on 852 of 2019, line 31. Is 2019 line 31 limited to 100,000 before applying 852? April 14th guidance does not specify that 19 line 31 should be limited to 100,000.
It is limited to the 100 because when you look, at least the way I interpreted it, Kitty, was that the amount that you submitted, your line 31 that you submitted for the loan is then the line 31 that you're using divided by 52 times 8. And I think they did that in the event that you either have the above 100 and or someone changes their line 31 after the fact somehow. So it's based on what was submitted.
All right.
Great question. I'm loving that.
What about sole proprietor Schedule C filers that started business in 19 and therefore are trying to get PPP based on January 1st, February 29th, 2020 look back period? I thought I read when the SBA released April 14th guidance that they were going to release guidance for new sole proprietor Schedule C businesses, but I never saw any. Did I miss it?
Boom, you're right. Yeah, and that's why I've been indicating thank you. And that's, maybe the SBA is going to come out with something Monday. They've come out with stuff kind of late. The sole proprietor self-employed information that came out on the 14th, was 4 days after the 10th. You would think if they were going to have anything, but you know what? You are absolutely right. It did indicate specifically there would be guidance. And you know what? I didn't look at what we got additional information, but I think that was from Treasury. But you know what? I haven't seen anything there. So here's what I know it to be right now, which is it's going to be Schedule C 2019. And yeah, until we get other guidance, you'd have to probably get a bank to go along and go by the financials for 2019. Before the 14th guidelines, I was telling people if you had a Schedule C, it'd be last 12 months or 2019, the same way as for the wages. And then I was indicating that if you were a new business, that you would provide a P&L for 2020. And so anyways, great question, Kitty. Yes, we need more guidance.
Last question is, I'm still confused about whether the 8 weeks of forgiveness is going to be based on expenses incurred or expenses paid during that time period. For example, a PPP funded on April 15th and the company paid their biweekly payroll on April 17th. Will 100% of that payday apply towards forgiveness, or do they need to allocate only a portion of that payroll run as paid as the PPP funds?
Yeah, so great question. And then also, does it matter if they're cash basis or accrual basis? So I did do a video for this. Clay had the question, and then somebody else had an email with a similar question. So I did do an email. I did do a video on this, and it says payroll in the video thumbnail. But here's how I understand it, and I'm sure hoping the SBA gives us guidance. But when you break down the law and then you match it up with the SBA guidelines and the frequently asked questions, it does say payroll incurred, okay? And then it does indicate paid during the 8 weeks in other parts of the law. So in talking with the banks as well, and so when I say talking with the banks, I'm talking about there's 5 different banks that I'm interacting with here in Oklahoma City, 2 that we're talking probably almost every day. But it's this. This has been the take on the banks that have given money out, that have clients that have money, PPP monies. So we talked it through. And Clay, bless his heart, it was 3 a.m. He's still like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. So here's the thing. When you go to forgiveness, it is going to be you're bringing your payroll records. It's actually what was incurred during that 8 weeks, okay? And for now, the 2 banks are saying, yeah, we better make sure that if we're trying to get that last part in, okay, so we got our 8 weeks. If we're going into the very end, then unless we get further guidance, we better make sure that that's paid within the 8 weeks. But it's going to be based on the payroll that incurred during the 8 weeks. That's the forgiveness piece. Now, these banks, because there's no other guidance, have said, and I'm in the same circumstances, part of the question that came about, is if you have payroll getting ready to run, okay, so my funds were dispersed on Monday the 13th. Now, I didn't get the checks until yesterday because there's a separate account, so I didn't get the checks till yesterday to then put into my operating account to cover the payroll that I had during this period. But know this, now we're looking at, well, how do you use the funds? And it's just probably going to depend on your bank's interpretation of this. So again, until further interpretation, it's this. What are those monies meant for? Payroll, okay? So you use it for payroll. Now, what is the forgiveness? What is the forgiveness defined on? It is defined on what was incurred, what was paid during. So both banks were fine with, yeah, if you got a payroll coming, you don't need to only pull monies out of your special account for the portion of payroll that is in the 8 weeks inside the 56 days because it's going to payroll. So in the sense of the monies are used for payroll, so they're going to payroll. Same thing that someone had indicated, hey, rent's due now, but it was due April 1st. I'm late on it. Can I pay it out of PPP funds? And the short answer is, according to the banks here locally, is yeah, you can pay it from the rent. It's just that the rent that's going to count for forgiveness, the payroll that's going to count for forgiveness, is what was actually incurred. So, with rent and utilities, until further guidance, the banks that have already been asking, like, hey, what are you expecting the clients to come up with? It's like, on rent, we want to see the lease agreement and see that they paid 2 months worth. On the utilities, we want to see, basically the 2 bills that came due during the period. So maybe that's going to technically fall out. But more it's kind of looking at, well, is that an average, telephone? If you think about utilities and rent, interest on it, and then insurance, as well as the match, well, take the match out. All of those things, it's like, well, what are you paying every month? So will it come down to 56 days or will it come down to really, 2 months worth? We need more guidance on that. So you're almost tracking two things. So I have an Excel spreadsheet where I took my first disbursement and I have copies already of all of my utility bills, the payroll that was incurred, and the payroll that was then paid, as well as the insurance. So I have copies of the bills, I have copies of the check stubs, and then once they clear the bank, I'll have check copies of those that are cleared the bank. But then I'm also tracking, okay, here's how I pulled the money out, but then I will be doing at the back end a tracking of, okay, so I did pull this money out for payroll, but here's the amount of payroll that was for the 8 weeks. Here's the amount of payroll that's for the 56 days. So again, check with your bank, make sure that they see it the same way. And the reason is, I think that you're using it for the purpose of which it is. Now, if you're, a legalist, so to speak, and you're like, I don't want to play any role of trying to show, well, here's what I use for, but here's a forgiveness, meaning you don't want to track it two different ways, then it can be like for me, 1 week was before the 8 week period and 1 week was in the 8 week period on my payroll. So that individual that really wants to track it down like that could just pull then, in essence, 1 week's worth of payroll. But here's why it really needs to be while it's incurred, is that based on the actual payroll depends on the match of the retirement. Based on the actual payroll that's incurred during that time period determines the amount of SUTA and the FUTA. Now, we know that, now forget FUTA, scratch that because it doesn't include FUTA, the SUTA and the match. So without further guidance, that's what we're doing from a practicality for myself. That's what these banks are doing until we have further practicality on that. And then on cash or accrual, I believe it's pure cash basis. You're right, it's not going to say that anywhere, but when it says paid, that makes me feel like it's got to be paid. Accrual, well, on the accrual, we know that it could be that, something accrued before the 8 weeks, but it's paid in the 8 weeks. So I think that they're going cash basis, even though they didn't say it. It seems to be that it was incurred and paid in the 8 weeks. So I'm sure the SBA will come out more on that. And then I was talking with two people about this specifically. And, I with my clients, I just am going to tell them, you need to go to the bank, right? So I've got an email that'll be going out Monday. That'll just say, hey, here's the guidelines. Here's what's on my, here's what's on my website. Here's a list. It's from the SBA. If you have any questions, you need to talk to the bank. The bank's here saying, thank you, because they don't want to argue with their clients on whatever the SBA comes up with later. They don't want to hear, well, my CPA said, or JJ said. I think I mentioned it. There's a CPA practice up in the Northeast that's already been slapped with a lawsuit by a large partnership that's saying, hey, you told us when we put in our PPP that we couldn't include the Schedule K-1s from the partners up at the partnership level. Now it's going to get thrown out because what their K-1s reflect on the partnership amounts is not what actually gets to be included, but the SBA came out on the 14th of April and said, hey, if you have a partnership, include that up at the partnership level, but they're talking about self-employment income, which would include the guaranteed payments. I was talking with specifically a CPA yesterday about it, and here's the thing, from my perspective, I do people's tax returns. When it comes down to the forgiveness, that's legal advice, which CPAs and EAs and tax professionals should not be providing. It's legal advice. So I know that it entails providing payroll information, but that's where we need to stay in our lane and only provide what it is that's requested, but not making determinations. Because the liability there is, we tell someone that cash basis and it turns out it's okay to accrue. We tell people it's during what was paid and incurred and it turns out no, it's just based on what it's paid. And the SBA changing their rules. So, you know, when I bring on a new client, the way I value that new client is that, you know, what's the fees over the next 10 years, right? So if I'm trying to help a client, I want to help them with what I'm familiar with, the scope, which is taxes. And I know that as CPAs, EAs, tax professionals, we got caught in a good way. We're on the sinking ship with our clients. We want to help them. And the calculation up front, you know, it's 941, it's Schedule C, so we're part of that. But we really should not be on the backside. And so, but these are great questions because these are practical matters. So thank you, Kitty, for all that. She said 3 emails or 3 questions?
3 questions.
3 questions, okay.
Yeah,
Do we have any other, you know, if you've sent an email on, if you sent an email about the forgiveness or unemployment, you should have gotten a reply, an automatic reply just saying, hey, I appreciate the inquiry, but here's what you need to know. You need to go talk to the bank. You need to watch my videos. So we have a lot of emails that are related to that, so we're just not going through those, but Kitty's special, and we went through hers.
Our next one's from Timothy. It says, my Schedule C, line 31 is negative amount due to the non-refundable tax credits. And based on what I've heard you say, am I correct that I am not eligible for PPP? What about the EIDL loan, or at least the grant? My 1099s and tax summaries from Lyft and Uber show gross earnings of about X amount.
Yeah. Yeah, so good question there. If you're talking about tax credits on Schedule C, it must be, you know, tax credits don't show up on Schedule C, so I'm not sure quite what you're talking about on the tax credits, because the tax credits would show up on another part of the individual tax return. So maybe I'm missing something, but I don't think so. Long story short though, if your Schedule C is negative, then you're not gonna be able to get the PPP because it's based on the line 31. And then you can get the EIDL. Some people call it an EIDL grant. Maybe it is actually called an EIDL grant, but yes, you can go get the EIDL. It's not up yet. I'm gonna double check. So thank you for that, but yes, you wanna go get the EIDL. The loan above that, you'd have to contact a bank for the SBA Express loan. And let's see, I've got this on, I've already got it up, just gonna refresh it. I'm gonna refresh it one more time, refresh it one more time. Yep, so the EIDL is not up. It is not up. Okay. All right, thank you for that question, I appreciate it. Someone has a question here. We've started kind of doing initials though, right? So SH, I think is on, but so we obviously had to use credit cards to stay alive. Yep, everybody. Can we put the EIDL we got on the cards? That way it helps our credit a little. The only reason is mine is lower because of the available credit. So let me tell you a couple of things. One, EIDL specifically says you can use it to pay off even loans as long as it's related to business. So as long as those are business expenses. But let me tell you this right now. I know right now it may feel good to pay down on your credit card because I like paying my credit card down. I do understand that most credit cards have high interest rates, if not all of them. So in normal times, it would make sense that if you get some funds in, that you would want to pay down your credit, okay? So I'm in similar circumstances, but I'm not paying down my credit right now. And if you go through, I did some videos on this, but long story short, credit could get reduced here shortly. And I was talking with a mortgage advisor, Russell McDonald out of California. Russ is a fabulous guy, such a great supporter. But he was backing what I was saying, or I should say he was saying it, and I was like, yeah, Russ, I've been saying this too. But what we should get ready for is that right now, everybody's playing nice. Everybody's playing nice. All the banks are playing nice. The credit cards are playing nice. But I've been surprised. This week I had 2 clients where one of them got a letter from their bank and said, we're downgrading your credit and your line of credit is no longer available. And then I got another client where they were contacted by their bank and indicated that because of their circumstances of not opening, that their line of credit was not available. So banks have, and I talk about it in my book here, JJ the CPA here, I talk about it here. You know, banks have one purpose, and we may think it's to make money off the loan. They make money off the loans that they have outstanding. But I talk about it in here, you can get it on Amazon. Bank's number one purpose, number one primary purpose is to get repaid, period. I also talk about in this book, the time you do not go and ask for a loan is when you're at disaster, when you're at rock bottom, when you have no money in the bank. That's when a bank goes, we love you, but we're not going to loan money to you if we don't know how you're going to get paid back. So SH, no, hold on to the money. Cash is king. I know that it may feel good to have some extra credit, so to speak, or to pay it down, but don't do it because you don't want to wake up and then your credit card company just goes, eh. And you know, someone referenced the 08 housing disaster, but I remember it was probably 08. But I mean, the wealthiest of the wealthy clients, you know, American Express across the board just went, you know what you get to borrow? What you owe right now. You want to pay it down? That's cool. That's all you got available. So I had one client, like, you know, American Express is supposed to be unlimited. He was putting on, you know, 125, 150 grand a month, but paying it off every month. He just had that kind of business. He used American Express, right? Boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden, boom, nope, can't use it. You know, and they said, you got 35,000 available. You need to pay us the rest within 30 days. Okay, so it's not unheard of. It's not uncommon. We shouldn't kid ourselves for 1 second. So if you're saying, like most, hey, we've had to use our credit cards to make it, you've had to use them. You get money, you need to hang on to it. This is the time to make minimum payments. This is also the time that you need to retain what you can. And then from the standpoint of if there's some kind of a quote unquote hit later that you're thinking, we have to remember we are in unprecedented times. Those that are evaluating credit later, I'm sure there's going to be something in credit analysis that will take this era out of it, this 90-day era or whatever the case is going to be. So anyways, thanks for the email. It's a good question there. My vote, hold on to it.
Our next one is from Paul. I have both Schedule C consulting income, X amount a year, and Schedule E rentals, 12 units. Should I do the PPP Schedule C and the EIDL Schedule E simultaneously, or just do it all on EIDL? I already have several units not paying rent, so I'm concerned about being squeezed in the middle as a landlord and really need a line of credit to get through this COVID mess.
So they have a Schedule C?
Both Schedule C and Schedule E.
Yeah. So go get the PPP on the Schedule C, period. And then on your Schedule E, go get the EIDL, separate lines of business, separate purposes. If you have separate ID numbers on your Schedule E, you know, if you have separate LLCs, the EIDL is per EIN number. So go get the EIDL on each. And then my understanding from the SBA is that when it says number of employees, you're the owner, you put down 1. That would be on the EIDL. And really, you can't get an EIDL on your Schedule C and your Schedule E, meaning if it's just your social, you get 1 EIDL and then just base it off of Schedule E, because then it's very easily to show that you use those funds for other purposes and not for PPP purposes. But you better giddy up, because PPP might be dried up by, you know, if it's going live Monday morning, then it might be dried up by, you know, banks are thinking 24 to 48 hours. We'll see, but you probably want to get after it. All right. Let's see. We had Dudley send us a nice picture here. Getting into it. Love it. Thank you so much for that. Did we have an email in here from Tina?
Yeah, but it's not one to read out loud.
Oh, okay, okay. Let's see. Todd, appreciate that. Got an email from Todd. Let's see. JJ, is the PPP? Okay, sorry. You're in charge of the emails. Never mind.
Okay. This is from John. A brand new client applied for PPP based on 2019 wages for 2 W-2 employees. He received X amount. Those employees do not want to go back. Oh, we kind of already addressed this.
Just go ahead and read it.
Those employees do not want to go back on payroll. He's filed 19 as a Schedule C with X amount as business income. Is it possible for the bank to repurpose the PPP funds to cover his lost income?
Wow, that's a good one, John. Well, let me tell you this. Did it say the W-2 is through the sole proprietor? This was John, right? Mm-hmm. John, are you on with us?
It doesn't. I mean, you can read it.
Well, I know, but is John on with us? John H. Let's see if John H is on. Well, here's the answer to that is this, that when you apply as a sole proprietor, you're basically saying, here's my monthly costs, times 2, or here's my monthly payroll, times 2.5, here's that dollar amount. And it's almost, I feel like I'm getting ready to say something shady, and I don't think that that'd be the case. Because if you're basing it on the sole proprietor, well, you would have presented to the bank. So here's the circumstances. You have someone that's a sole proprietor and they paid wages. So if they paid wages as a sole proprietor, you actually get to apply for both amounts, but on one application because you're a sole proprietor. So I'm assuming what they presented to the bank was, here's my wages. They didn't present anything based on Schedule C, line 31. So it goes in, they get the loan. I'm going to say, John, that's a tricky one because it seems logical to me on the one hand to say, well, but the intent of the loan and it was based on payroll, so it needs to be used based on that because in essence you started down that path. It also seems logical to go, well, I mean, you got it on behalf of the sole proprietor, and if you take line 31 divided by times 8, does that lead to an amount? So that's a great question. I don't know that I want to rule in on that one. Kitty, if you heard that question, will you forward that to Kitty and just take out the person's name? Will you forward that email to Kitty? Because Kitty's been really great at kind of digging in on some details like that. I'd be curious. I'll look at the details. And basically, Kitty, it's asking about, is someone able to repurpose it? And it's a sole proprietor. And the reason that maybe you could is that the sole proprietor is based on the Social Security number. I do think, though, that if you are required to go with the first batch, I don't think you can reapply. I think you applied, you're done. So if it didn't include something, or quite frankly, I had to talk to a client around 3 o'clock today, and their bank was going to let them apply using their K-1 from their S-Corp. And I said, okay, so you want to use your K-1 because they were calling and wanting it. I said, you can do that, but you have no qualified expenses. You don't have any wages. And in fact, you don't have any rent, you don't have any utilities, you don't have any loans. I get you have an S-Corp here, okay? And they're not that actively involved, so I'm not worried about that there's no wages. So even if your bank pushes it through somehow, you don't have any qualifying expenses. So why are we doing this? And they're like, oh, well, I didn't realize. So they didn't do it. But I think for those that are looking to reapply, I don't think that they can. But you know what? Try. Don't take my word for it, because I think my overall theme has been go try it. Can I do PPP and unemployment? I don't think you can, but go apply for it and see.
All right, our next question is from Todd.
What's up, Todd?
Is the
PPP.
Ready? Is the PPP a PPP grant or a PPP loan, or is it a PPP both, or PPP free money? So PPP confusing, but this PPP program is PPP great along with the PPP drinking, PPP game, because that's like 11 PPPs. Drink up, brother.
I love it. 11 micro sips coming. Yeah, you know what? I like the question, Todd, because the PPP, okay, for those that just joined, we're drinking whatever it is that you're drinking: coffee, lemonade, Coke, water, tea, beer, cocktail, Mike's hard lemonade. It is a grant for 8 weeks, and then it is a loan for whatever's not forgiven. So I like the question because that's what I've said in the videos. We have to remember it's not our money for 8 weeks. We don't get to make decisions with it for 8 weeks. And that's where the quandary is with some of our people that are tuning in, is that they're saying, hey, my employees are wanting to go and get unemployment because they're getting more dollars doing that. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Todd.
All right, and the rest of these are emails for them sending in their stuff to us, and then some of them are long and personal that will want to be answered off air.
Oh, they've said they want to be answered off air?
No, I'm just saying that they're long.
Oh,
like
okay, okay.
They're including, like this one is copied and pasted parts of the law. So,
oh, okay. All right, John. Hey. Oh, okay, okay.
And then, I mean, I can.
John, I'm glad that you're going to get. It sounds like you'll get PPP too, and thank you for watching and for what you said in your email.
Larissa says we are a single member LLC, filed Schedule C in 18, but then we elected to file S election for 19 and got that approved, but didn't make enough.
I think we answered this one.
I think we did too. I don't know why it's been forwarded to. Yeah, this was yesterday's email.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Let's see. So we have. Let's see. Sent. This probably wouldn't give it away, but Princess sent an email. All right, so I'll read it since I got it in front of me.
Okay.
You mind?
No.
Is that cool?
That's cool.
I'm not gonna step on your toes?
No.
Okay. Hey, after that, will you hand me those two top ones there? Okay, so Princess, IRS does not have the 2019. They've given. Wow, Princess, you need to be an S Corp. Immediately, you need to become an S Corp. I've got a video that says no one should be a sole proprietor. But anyways, did not show rent, utilities, nor contractors would be enough to help. I learned from one of your videos, but this is not at IRS. This is not at the IRS yet. Will this deny me? Sent payroll ledger from all contractors. Okay, so if you're talking about on the PPP, which I'm guessing that you are, which Todd, I'm going to go that you're talking about PPP because of the way that you've gotten your question here. So 100 is the max that you get to include. If the bank allowed you to include above 100, it would only be if there was W-2 wages. If you've gotten more money than, in essence, allowed, immediately upon the funding, you probably should let the bank know, and you're going to have to pay that back at some point because it just won't qualify. Even if the bank gave you what they thought they could at the time, only 100 is going to count. And it is not fair on the sole proprietor because that net is after rent, after utilities. 1099s that you paid won't help in any way. There was some confusion about it at the beginning. So I will tell you this. I'm telling you this right now. You need to be an S Corp. You need to figure out, get with somebody. But go to that video. It says no one should be a sole proprietor. And I think I even try to say something, you know, like lazy people or something that's kind of funny. But please go watch that video. You need to be an S Corp ASAP. So thank you for that, Princess. And let's see, what do you got one?
This one's from Mary, who is a true Georgia peach, she says. My husband is an independent contractor on a 1099. His wages have dropped since COVID-19. I normally volunteer to help book loads for him. Got laid off as a driver, didn't file for unemployment, was told can't get now due to time lapse. I filed for PUA in Georgia. They want proof of income taxes of 19. We filed married joint, we haven't filed yet. Should I file and submit it? I don't want him to change from the sole proprietor status, or should I let the PUA go?
Well, I don't think you should let the PUA go. And I think, I don't know why these states, I feel for the states. I appreciate the states and their employees are working hard. And this has nothing to do with the employees. It has nothing to do with the management. But I don't know why these states are interpreting the way that they're interpreting, because Oklahoma is the same. And so, I start to get actually angry inside. A little bit of Hulk starts to come out. But when you read the law about getting PUA, it's even for those that haven't been in the workforce for a while or limited work. Gig, there's a term called gig workers, right? So gig workers are sporadic, self-employed, sole proprietor. And I was really quite frustrated last night on behalf of my friend that was going through and doing the PUA, how much information was required. I found it actually pretty disgusting and quite insulting on behalf of my friend, to the point that, maybe it's probably just not my place, but I think it's kind of disgusting that the states somehow think that they now have some say over it. But I think the reason they have say over it is that the federal government is somehow leaving it up to the interpretation of the states. And then I know the states on the one hand are trying to ensure that there's not, fraud. And so how do you figure out if there's fraud? Well, you got to request information. But on something like that, so the short answer is just submit what you have. I wouldn't file anything. I think it's a formality. I think it's in some ways to help identify your identity. You don't want the dog to, or the tail to wag the dog on this thing. So I guess more what I'm saying is the PUA should be back to when the income was dropped. So it is worth doing the PUA. And from the standpoint of, should you file? I just send what you got. I don't know how they're going to know if you filed or not, meaning even if they're saying to you, you had to have filed it, okay, then you have to meet that requirement. But I'm just saying there's no way for them, in my opinion, to even know that. And I just feel like I don't understand why the states are making it harder on themselves, creating more work. Why? This PUA money is supposed to just be like, I don't know if you all seen that movie Wolf of Wall Street, right? When Leonardo, Jordan Belfort, not a fan of Jordan. I'm a fan of that movie in the sense of that it's funny, but it's a terrible person. And I'm disappointed in Jordan Belfort. I'm just going to say it, because he should be paying back what he took. He's making plenty of money. He should be using that to pay it back. And even if he's paying back as much as he can, that's bullshit. And I'm just going to say it just like that, Jordan, because you're making plenty of money and you should be paying back more than you're paying back. So I'm a fan of Leonardo and Martin Scorsese, but in that movie, right, here's Leonardo, right, with fun coupons, okay? That's what I felt the federal government was doing in that Secures Act is, here's relief coupons. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And instead, in the state of Arizona, the money's not getting released till April 28th. How is that the federal government's fault? Who at the federal government is not getting this done? It doesn't even make any sense to me, okay? Because American Express could give everybody $600 tomorrow by 4 a.m. So anyways, the state's asking for these additional documents, I believe, is to verify identity. I get it. How many forms of identity do you need? Here's a driver's license. Done. Okay? If you have federal government and they're just saying, here you go, states, anybody that you Can give it to them. So why is the states wanting to put any stopgaps there? And if you work for the state unemployment agency and you're a decision maker, then come on, like start shaking the bushes around here and get the money out, number one. Number two, why? I mean, Amanda helped somebody file today and it was maddening. And I hate to say it, but if you don't have a computer, if you don't have computer skills, if you don't know how to upload a PDF, if you don't know how to convert something to a PDF, disgusting. Disgusting of what's required. And you were helping to upload something for somebody and it was like, oh, that PDF's too big.
Guess what?
What?
You hit 302 likes.
Oh my gosh.
Only 286 people watching.
Holy moly.
Everyone's congratulating
Okay.
you right now.
Ah, well, thank you so much. All right, so here's what we're doing. We're at 300 likes. We got I know what it is. Okay. So we will give away on this one. Okay. This one is, we're only going to give away only one winner.
Okay.
A koozie. Okay. And then we're going to send you a copy of my great friend's book, Justin McAuliffe, CPA JMac. There's Justin right there, CPA JMac out of New York. He's a CPA. His book is Are We Reconciled Yet? A Journey Through Time and Space. Okay, so that's his book. So I'm going to send you that as well as a book, my book, JJ the CPA. And we're going to send you a copy of Amanda's book.
Oh, wow. This is a big one.
This is a big one.
And is it going to be?
So, oh, that's a good one.
And they can't even Google that one. This is gonna be a true JJ the CPA fan because he talks about this man all the time.
Yep. So full name has to include the middle name. Okay. Yes, Candace. So my book, I'll write in it. She'll write in it. I don't know if we can call it autographs. We're not cool enough to call it an autograph. We're gonna write in there. We'll sign our names in our books. Justin's up in New York, so this won't be signed. Okay, so your book, where is it? Okay. This book, and a koozie. And this will be in honor of, if you can tell me first, middle, last name. If it's clear you know the name, it's okay if you don't have it spelled perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay? What is the name of my grandfather? What is my grandfather's full name who's inspired me
to be a CPA?
To be a CPA.
On your mark. He talks about him all the time in the videos.
Yeah.
So, on your mark, get set, go. Oh, somebody got it.
Oh my gosh, Candace.
Wow.
And spelled correctly. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. And Lawrence. All right, Lawrence. We're sending Lawrence a koozie. Okay. Lawrence is a koozie. If you email us. Thank you so much.
Wow, Candace.
You know what, Lawrence? I'm throwing in my book. I'm throwing in my book on Lawrence because he knew my grandfather's name. I know I said I was just doing one, but thank you, Lawrence.
JJ the CPA
wow,
fan right
thank
there.
you so
I thought
much.
You guys would actually maybe be stumped. I'm so proud of you guys.
Wow, that's I'm touched, and so would my grandfather. I really, really appreciate that. Let's see. I must be somehow I got lost. Do we have any more emails?
Well,
it's
sorry.
we're going on.
Lawrence is a woman.
I'm sorry, Lawrence. Thank you, Lawrence.
Send us your
My bad.
address in an email, and we will get these out. These will go out early next week. So.
Let's see. Do we got any more emails that we need to look at here?
No more emails.
Okay.
I did see a question. Kitty wants to know when we're giving out the fun coupons.
I love it. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. I'll give out a fun coupon if I. How about this? When I hit $10,000 on YouTube, I'll give out a fun coupon.
If you get what?
If I hit $10,000 on YouTube,
Oh.
I'll give out
Did you mention to DJ you get a separate account so we can message you?
Let's see.
How do we buy a JJ koozie? Alyssa wants to know.
Oh, just send us your email.
Yeah.
Send us your address, Alyssa. You've been wonderful. Let's see. Anybody that's still on with us right now, okay? If you're still on with us.
Don't say that because we don't have that many koozies.
We do. I got a backup supply.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if you're on with us, send us an email, and what you'll say is Friday after 6 or Friday after hours. In the regarding line, say Friday after hours, and we will. Donald, thank you so much. If you don't mind, you can go to Amazon, but Friday after hours, give us your address if you want. We're not going to send you anything else.
Yeah.
And we'll send them a koozie.
Perfect.
Just say Friday after hours in the regarding line. And then, let's see.
Renzo says, how will my company receive the 7,200 advance? There is not a bank account in the 7,200 form.
Oh, they mail you a check. Yeah, I wondered the same thing. Oh, Todd, have to include PPP drink.
Yeah, there we go.
I know. Vlad saying I'm kind of slow. Alyssa, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody. Send us an email.
Oh, Carol,
We're gonna
I'm
send
sorry
you-
we didn't catch to say goodbye to you. Carol left.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
AJ says, I like that, AJ. Applied for EIDL 4-1, no contact until a deposit pending text notice for $1,000 from the SBA on 4/22. No email, no notice, no indication it was ever even going to happen.
Wow.
Really gave up hope.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're getting it. I'm telling you right now, I think you should just go ahead and reapply for the next round unless it's just going to still be based on the number of employees.
Nature Heals.
So Terry, put the email address in.
Okay. Question in that EIDL, cost of goods sold, should be all the business's expenses except payroll expenses. Am I correct?
You know, according to the SBA, now this is unofficial, is that it would be all your expenses, including your payroll. And I don't know really what they're basing it on, in the sense that before, I mean, it's like they're not even saying, is it last 12 months? Is it 2019? Is it accrual? Is it cash? You're welcome. Thank you. So all I know from SBA is it's all of your expenses. Now, I probably wouldn't include depreciation, but I wouldn't even get too caught up on it. But it's all the income, all the expenses. And the question came about because it says COGS, which is cost of goods sold. But they said, no, just put all of your expenses.
A+ Biz says EDL is giving per employee but does not verify whether the employee is a W-2 or a 1099. Is this a problem or something that will haunt folks in the future?
You're gonna have to let me read it or read it again.
On the EDLI or the EIDL is they're giving per employee, but they're not verifying whether that employee is a W-2 or a 1099. Is this a problem, or is this something that's going to haunt people in the future?
Well, it's going to haunt them in the sense that if it was based on 1099, it's just straight up not going to be a forgiven amount. And I know banks in the beginning were including 1099s, and I was trying to tell them, like, you can't. I was telling clients, you can't include it. It's not going to count. So my clients listened to me, and they didn't include it, and they were glad that they didn't, because those that tried to include it, the SBA came out on the 3rd and said, doesn't include it. And then those people had to redo their applications or redo their numbers. They did come out with a new app on the 3rd as well. So haunt as in won't be forgiven.
All right, Celine says Citibank rejected my application saying my identification and business information cannot be identified. I'm a 1099. Please advise.
It was on a PPP?
He didn't say, he just said Citibank rejected my application saying my identification and business information can't be identified. I'm a 1099.
Well, if you just applied the 1099, I mean, that's what it could be based on. It seems like, though, on the 14th, they've indicated that it needs to be on a Schedule C. So maybe try with a different bank or try with that bank. Send a Schedule C. And then I don't know about on the identity part. That seems odd. That's part of why I think they're dinging credit is related to that. And then, let's see, how do I pop out?
Oh.
It got lost and
Did I hike up my pants on live restore chat?
and then what do I
And then
do?
you click here and you click
Pop
pop
out.
out. And then
Okay.
you always gonna make sure, see, it goes automatically to top. So you wanna see
Live.
all.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, live chat. Okay,
You want it bigger?
yeah, let's just do that.
My book is called Be a Potato.
Yes, thank you. All right, well, 6:30
On a Friday.
on a Friday.
We made
Wow,
it,
thank you
guys.
all for hanging out with us. What a great week. I'm excited for Monday. Hopefully we'll
have to give gifts away every Friday.
yeah, we're gonna have to figure out, we're gonna have to get some pens.
I'm gonna get some
Fresh
pictures
out of
printed
pen.
of JJ so he can autograph them
No,
for
we're
you
not.
guys. And
No,
yeah,
we're not.
we are, because I
No.
think that'd be funny.
No,
They
we're not
want
doing
a
that.
Saul Goodman picture of you. We've got a little pinky ring up here
Oh
and
my
everything.
gosh, you are too much. We will not do that. We will not do that. I will.
They want stickers. They want JJ the CPA stickers.
Oh my, you guys are so awesome. Greta's got a Bloody Mary.
Jason's
love it.
still with us.
Jason's here. Jason, here's to Monday, my friend. I know it. I feel it in my bones.
Print up some suit image t-shirts. That would be funny, Elizabeth. That would be
Oh,
funny.
suit image.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's the,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so let's see. Thank you all so much. Who's down with PPP? Yeah, you know me.
Kitty's a little naughty tonight. Kitty must be, she wants some JJ the CPA condoms.
All right.
You're gonna make him blush.
Okay, yeah, Kitty's been drinking. Kitty's been drinking. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go.
The golden
Listen.
method of quarantine meeting. I love it. That's
Yes.
awesome, Terry.
I love it. I love it. All right, so thank you, Glenda. I appreciate you saying that. Vicky, the same. Mr. Debo, 198XX, or let's see. Yes, Candace, I love it.
Candace.
Coach's Barbecue. Thank you so much. Oh, yes, Candace. Yeah, talked about my grandfather. Thank you so much.
Shop Reality came back because he wanted to cue the Kid Rock lyric. You've never
met a CPA quite like me.
You don't have your cigar or nothing.
I have a cigar.
You do?
I do.
You have never done one line here with your cigar.
I know.
It's Friday, too.
It's Friday. Yeah. I have a cigar every day. It's always right there. Okay, let's see. Someone's asking for the email address, so let's pop that in there. Vlad, thank you. Yes, I do drink slow. Thank you, Alyssa. I appreciate that. Terry
go have a
D'Angelo.
stogie now.
Yes, gonna go have a stogie. Let's see. Sky Cloud. Yes, Friday after hours. Lawrence, who's not a man. Dang it.
That is right.
Let's remember that. I feel bad. Let's see. Esther. Yay. Esther from California.
Yay.
Donald. Yes, thank you. If you guys don't mind, we gave out some books, but Amazon.com, I put it to the lowest that Amazon will let me list it, which is $12.33.
Night with Flying Colors.
Night with Flying Colors.
Joshua wants to know what your sock game's like today. Are you matching the pink? You don't have pink socks on, do you?
I don't wear socks. I wear footies.
Yeah, but sometimes
Sometimes I wear socks.
Up, he has socks on whenever he's dressed up.
Yeah, so I got white jeans on today and tan shoes, no socks. But I wear little Ralph Lauren footies. Rhonda, let's see, and AJ, and okay, won't let me go any further up. And let's see, Rhonda, how do I get a JJ t-shirt? So the only JJ t-shirts we have left, if you would, Go down into the body here. There's a link to Teespring. I'd send you one, but we're completely out. And this Teespring, I don't have those shirts. Teespring drop ships them. But we've got one in there. We've got some PPP shirts and JJ, and we got a mug in there. So we actually need to order some of those just to have. Let's see. But thank you, Rhonda. Oh, Jean. We're good until Monday. Typical of the government to sign an agreement on Friday. This is true. I'll tell you what's interesting, though, is that when PPP went live, by the way, when PPP went live, it was on a Friday when the self-employed sole proprietor was able to go live.
And Todd, to answer your question, I do believe it is this one. He asked which one has been our highest likes, and I want to say out of all of our live videos today has been it. It's because you got drunk with us.
No, we didn't get drunk. Okay.
Because he had to switch to Pedialyte.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, I see. Let's see. We have to, you know what, Todd? We have to create a PPP drink.
We do.
Yeah.
I like that. Yep, 320.
Thank you, Alyssa. You're awesome.
So awesome.
You're awesome, Alyssa. And JK, thanks, JJ, is very kids off of you. Let's see. P. Rick, you doing a really good job. Thank you so much for that. Udon, we put it in there. Serena, Todd. Mike, you know what? That we've been asked many times, is this book on Audible? We don't have it. I don't even know how you do that.
No,
we'll have to look into it. I talked with her last night, and I have sketched out another book. I don't know when it's going to come out because I have another book I've been working on for 2 years, and I had already announced it was going to come out on Gordon Gekko's birthday, which is May 6th. And I'm going to be finishing it up this weekend, but it's not going to be what anybody cares about that comes and watches us, because it's how to do business with a CPA.
They're just going to buy it because
you're awesome. I mean, I appreciate that, but the book I've been working on for 2 years is just how do you do business with a CPA? No one cares about how to do business with a CPA.
Yes, they do. But I will say that yesterday we had a couple of people that said that they are gifting your book to their CPA.
Oh, wow.
Like, they want them to
wow. Well, I take that, and hopefully the CPAs take that. Let's see. Terry D'Angelo, hopefully you got it. Thanks for making this quarantine fun. Thank you, Glenda. And let's see. AJ and the Hooded Claw. Do we get to reapply for EIDL and PPP the second round, or are we in line automatically? Definitely. Hooded Claw, check with your bank on PPP and EIDL. You'll need to redo it. Greta, still drinking the Bloody Mary. I love Bloody Marys.
That is gross.
Udong, thank you so much. And Todd. And okay, wow, I must be like way behind still. Love your outfits. Thank you, Vicky. I really appreciate that. Kitty O'Sullivan. Oh gosh, she actually put that on there. Oh, she's saying it's from Tiger.
Yeah,
I thought you were reading it from an email.
No, it's on here.
Vicky. Whoop, whoop. Dax, enjoy your weekend as well, my friend. AJ, many thanks to you guys. You're awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, you're right, Card Shop. Can't speak. Stogies rock. I'm loving Alyssa here. Stogies rock.
Yeah.
Ronald Hickman, thank you so much. You're awesome. Serena, blessings, good night. And let's see, Ronald Hickman, much love to you. Joshua Paul, JJ, how's your okay, gosh, I'm just behind, aren't I? Michael Self.
Have a great weekend, Gene McIntyre. Thank you for always being here and supporting us.
Michael Self, serious question. I was advised we can use PPP funds to pay for work comp. Is this true? I don't believe that it is. It doesn't meet the definition of health benefits or health insurance. So I really don't feel that it would count. Let's see. With flying colors, I have a request. Let's see. Donald, thank you, JJ. I will be ordering one for you guys. Have a great and been great. I don't think I have made it without you guys. Donald, I appreciate that. Hey, Donald, send us a picture when you get the book, and we'll send you a koozie. I appreciate that. Well, Donald's probably already getting a koozie because he's going to email us.
Bye, Jason.
Thank you, Donald.
Have a great
Jason,
weekend.
have a good weekend,
Everybody,
buddy.
make sure that you go follow Darkwater Megs on Instagram. He's got some cool stuff coming up.
Let's see. Elizabeth, does great styling, TMI on the socks. Steve Young. Let's see, can you count guaranteed payments in the PPP? Ronald, yes. Check out the April 14th SBA guidelines. Go to jjthecpahelp.com, go to the forgiveness page, go down to the bottom. You'll find the SBA guidelines, and in there it talks about how you include that up at the partnership level. Let's see, Frederick, thank you. Get some rest. Yes, I will. Thank you so much. Rhonda, thank you. Alyssa, PPP t-shirts. So hopefully you found the link in the body. It's the Teespring link. I think I say to JJ's t-shirts. Let's see. Todd, woot woot, Glenda, email, question mark. Hopefully you got that. Esther, yep, 322 likes. Card shop, reality, drink. I think I've always been. Let's see, thank you, Lawrence. I've always shared channel with friends looking for PPP and EIDL. Really appreciate that. Kitty, passion fruit and peppermint poison.
Yeah, never heard of that.
That's the PPP drink. We got to figure out what peppermint poison is.
Okay.
Thank you, Kitty. You're awesome. Oh, and Ronald's got one. Power, passion, and pomegranate. And so I'm clear. Did you say for the great news you received a PPP loan? If so, since this is taxpayers' dollars, does that mean you work for all of us for free now? I am been working for free, and you're right. I did get some PPP funds, and you're right, Todd. You're right. I've been working for the American person, and the amount that I got, I probably have earned it.
Oh, absolutely.
1.3 million views, and
yeah.
1.3 million views in about, let's see, starting the 28th of March.
Yep.
So what is that? Maybe 24 days? No,
Yeah.
not 24 days. 27, 28 days.
Yeah.
Let's see, Gene, thank you so much. We will definitely get some rest. And let's see, same back channel, same time, 400 likes. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Cobblestone Mountain, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see, Sokol Fan 32. I just filed with Square last night. Fingers crossed. Yeah, let us know on that. I would love it if you emailed me to let me know. Thank you, Ronald. Esther, let's see, I knew it, another book. Yes, we do care about CPA books coming. I really appreciate that. And then Alyssa and Card Shop and Dark Water and Beautiful Girls Forever and Ever. Please talk about PP funds for sole proprietor. Well, Beautiful Girl Forever and Ever, I'm going to tell you that I've got a wonderful playlist called PPP Self-Employed, and you're going to see a lot. So we've already been talking about it. We're getting ready to sign off. Thanks for tuning in. But go check out that playlist. I cover a lot. And then go to jjthecpahelp.com. jjthecpahelp.com. It's in the body of every one of my videos. But I've got a whole section about it for the self-employed on the PPP. And let's see. Yes, Ronald, enjoy. Sipski from Card Shop. Let's see. Net Blacked. Let's see, stay-at-home mom with 4 kids. Am I included in the newest stimulus? Should be.
Ooh, Elizabeth says.
Should be.
Elizabeth says that you are like the Kardashian of the CPA industry with less lip fillers. Congratulations.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, hey, you know, if we weren't going into PPP 2, we were going to start talking more about the reality show. So we'll be talking about that more next week. This weekend, we are going to be reaching out to a couple of more that we would love to have a part of that. What is the reality show? JJ the CPA here is the name. And what does that mean? I'm knocking on the front door of those that have been hit by this crisis. And I'm not coming with dollars or a loan or an opportunity for me to invest. I'm just coming to provide what it is that I have been supplying, so to speak, my clients over the years, which has been simply looking at the numbers, going through them, not trying to figure out what they shouldn't spend money on, but just looking at what are the numbers? What is the top line? How do we look at your financials? How do we pay attention to what's to come by looking at the past? And there's a lot of power in every client's own numbers. And it sounds silly, but at the same time, it makes all the difference because the prophet on CNBC says it the best, which is, if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. So that'll be really the premise there, and to provide some encouragement, and the overall theme being that you're not alone as a small business owner in the issues that you're dealing with, in the sense of wearing it all the time, showering with it, eating with it, sleeping with it, not able to separate yourself from it, and all the things that go along with that. And so I think it'll be nice for other business owners to see some of that stuff. So thank you, Elizabeth, for that, by the way. And let's see. Jennifer, thank you so much. Smith, it's been a nightmare. Let's see. SMH, thanks for all the funds. Let's see. And Alyssa, awesome. Thank you so much. And Jennifer, JJ, you should put your Yahoo, the Hicks CPA impression to use instead of answering the PP questions you don't want to answer. You just have your impression say, y'all, that'll be all. That's just fine. I like that. All right, so Jimmy, we're going to sign off here, Jimmy, because Jimmy is ready to sign off. Jimmy's over here.
Jimmy Crackcorn.
Jimmy Crackcorn. Now listen, we're all going to have a great weekend because we got PPP2 coming out. But in all seriousness, get on SBA.gov if you think you're going to do EIDL, and find that page, because right now it says funds have lapsed. Find it and hit refresh like you're getting ready to go buy tickets to Van Halen or Poison or Justin Bieber or whoever your favorite band is, like you want front row tickets. You want to be refreshing that every so often, and then I'll be trying to get that information out there. Let's see. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I appreciate that. You are awesome. And then give the criminal lecture. I like it, Card Shop. Let's see. Jennifer, JJ, and Card Shop, and Glenda. We have to shower. Wendy, thank you. And Greta, let's see. And Jennifer, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Zan. May also be wearing pinstripes. Yeah, you're right. And then bookmark that page. Thank you. JJ, the concert ticket pusher. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Let's see. Todd, scroll up. Let's see. He wants me to scroll up. Let's see. LOL, this is lagged out. You deserve it again. Appreciate the ethical line and the advice. You truly the best I researched and watched over the last 2 weeks. Glad I met you. Hey, thank you so much, Todd. I really appreciate that. Romeo and Juliet, Jennifer Gordon Gecko, born on May 6th. Greed is good? I don't know. When I was younger, I didn't realize how bad it was to say that greed is good. Now I get it. But at the same time, it was a fun movie, one of my favorites. At least it got me excited about getting away from the childhood that I had. And I skipped my senior year of high school and went off to college. And that movie had come out at that time. And I didn't know anybody that was in business. And I didn't realize that Gordon Gecko was a bad guy because I was 17 years old. All I knew was that Gordon Gecko had sweet hair, wore great suits, had a cell phone, made money, drove around in a limo, and Bud Fox, I mean, come on. So anyways, yes, I'm a Gordon Gecko fan, but the reason I'm a Gordon Gecko fan is that it gave me an example of what I wanted my life to look like because of the life that I came from. So I had been pulled out of my house 3 times, and I was ward of the state in high school, and my mom had, so if you're staying late, you're getting a little extra. My mom basically had kidnapped me, and I grew up under an assumed name, and no one knew where I was. I was a missing child growing up. And so anyways, when I went to college, I had to figure out who I wanted to be, and there was a movie that came out, and it was called Wall Street. So anyways, long story short, I love Gordon Gecko, just like I love Omar Abbott Slater. All right, hey, check out Shane Dwight Music. JJ, if you're reading this, you have been signing off for 18 minutes. I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I love it.
In case you didn't know, JJ really likes attention.
Well, I mean, people are giving it. Yeah, I know. Washington Construction is back in business. I love it. Oh, you know what? I don't know if they're still on. Someone said, speak to the trucking industry. Go to my website, jjthecpa.help.com. In the self-employed, it talks about what is included. But for the trucking industry, it's gonna include a ton for those in our trucking industry. The gas, and then see what it is on the vehicles and whatnot. So, all right, let's see. Let me know if you need a Cuban. Todd, I do. Nicaraguan or Honduran. I'm gonna go with the Nicaraguan. Seriously, your videos have been the best. I'll email you. I really appreciate the info. Thank you, Todd, for that. That means so much. Jennifer, the email is jj@jjthecpahelp.com. Yes, card shop. Brick cell phone should be on the shelf. I had one and I can't find it. I had one and I cannot find it. And I'm really upset. So it's up in the attic somewhere. But you're right. I just need to find it. That's what I'm doing this weekend. Let's see. Do I have to have both 18 and 19 to smoke? So Ronald, no, just 19. That's all you need. How do I email you guys? Jennifer Terry, jj@jjthecpahelp.com. You mind putting it in there one more time, Amanda? Thank you, Gene. I appreciate that. What a great YouTube success story you've become. I'm excited to watch your subscribers explode. Thank you so much, Casey. And you bought my book. Thank you so much. Let's see, Dexabilla. What up? Asset equals liabilities plus owner's equity. Owner's equity. I love it. I love it. Mickety Mac. Great story, JJ. Thanks for sharing that. You bet. It's probably because I've, had my second drink. I don't usually get into that, but thank you so much. Tanya Salter. You're right. I love it. And in my grandfather's honor, so I only saw my grandfather once a year growing up. And he was the only one that knew where I was, and he was sworn to secrecy, so he couldn't tell the rest of my family, and a lot of family was upset with him over that. But I'd only see him once a year. He'd come up, and he came up for 3 days, and it was such a joy when he came, and I got to be around him. And then when I went off to college, to be able to spend some time with him one-on-one as well. So I didn't grow up around him once I was 5 when we moved. Like I said, I just saw him once a year for 3 days. And my mom, with her issues, had him convinced why we were in hiding, so to speak. So she convinced him. And anyways, all right. Let's see. Been signing off now for 23 minutes. Vlad, thank you so much. Let's see. Tanya, no, not Tanya. Salter, thank you so much. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, Terry. Doug, you were the only person who could illustrate the differences, advantages for taking EIDL plus PPP versus PPP alone. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate you watching. And AJ, thank you so much. Thanks for sharing your demand. Tanya, let's see, go back the other way. Elizabeth, tough challenges make for better human beings long term. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but you're fabulous, straightforward, and good intention human today. Well, Elizabeth, you're like choking me up, so I really appreciate that. Roger, I'm a general contractor, use Schedule C, as well as an ADB or DBA with my personal name. I've wanted to enroll in the PPP, but I've been not able to find a bank that will work with me. Hey, Roger, so go to, you should be able to find them. You do qualify, totally do. Go to sba.gov, and then down at the bottom, you're gonna see like lending options. You're just gonna fish around it, okay? You're gonna go to sba.gov, and you're gonna find where it says PPP. You're gonna click on PPP. There's a little cartoon, just fish around for it. And then there's a spot that you can put in your zip code to find a lender in your area. But nothing's else more important right now than you need to find a bank, because they're going to be out quickly. Use your Schedule C, my friend. Use your Schedule C. Yes, Dexy, don't let the ice melt underneath your feet, pal. I'm loving it. All right, Jennifer, thank you. Esther, we love it that you really care enough to try to say thank you to everyone. Thank you, Esther. And Todd, all right, to eat something, drink more water. Great night, folks. I'm out, by the way, PPP drink. I love it. And then Card Shop, CC, AKA to drink maximums, it sinks. JJ, haha, love it. Let's see, Paul, I have 2 old brick phones sitting right here on my desk. Oh my gosh, I've been in the cell phone business since 1982. Paul, email me, how much do you want for them? What can we trade? I don't know that he'll give them up, because if he's been in the cell business since 82, I don't know that he will give those up, but you name a price. Oh my gosh, that is phenomenal, Paul.
Julio's a CPA's on. He said,
Julio.
He said, hi, JJ.
Hey.
Getting out of the office, and I wanted to thank you for the shirt.
Hey, you bet. And Julio sent me a picture, and I saw it so late that I didn't reply, and I just, Julio, thank you for sending me the picture. I really appreciate. You looked marvelous. All right, Paul, let's see. If you can't find yours, I'll send you one. Paul, you are too generous. JJ at jjthecpahelp.com. We need to put a red alert for the email coming from Paul.
Okay.
Tanya, let's see. You're welcome. Mo Sal, hey JJ, I'm a year or 2 away from getting my CPA. Look up to you. Thanks for all your help. Well, that means everything to me, Mo. Really does. I've got a playlist called Get Those 3 Letters. I've got videos going back 2 years. There's not a ton in there. But check them out. You'll see JJ 2 years ago before I had a mic and knew to put the phone sideways. But get those 3 letters, my friend. Get them. Let's see. Lena, where can I file 1040 Schedule C that have 1099 miscellaneous? Where can I file? Well, it's too late to file them, Lena. But you just send them to the IRS if you're going to send them. But it's technically too late to file them. Let's see. Dang, I motivated JJ on the Gecko phone comment. Awesome. Yes, love it. Let's see. Ron, thank you. Let's see. Kalpana Bot, any documents to upload with the EIDL application? No, not unless they change it. No. Let's see. I didn't have to upload it. Okay, yeah, Card Shop. All right. Yes, Mo Sal, I definitely will check those 3 letters out. So Mo Sal, send me an email, my friend, because I will keep up with you. I have a couple others that I've been keeping up with on their progress, and any support and encouragement and pep talks and all that good stuff. I'd be happy to see you through the journey. I really appreciate it. Happy Friday, Sean. Oh, Sean Goodman. Sean Goodman, CPA. I'm going to throw it out there, my friend. You got the CPA. It just says Sean Goodman, but it's Sean Goodman, the CPA, tri-state area. All right, sounds good. All right, you know me. Oh my gosh, Jennifer just caught it. All right, hey, you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for everything, all the support. Love you all. Look forward to getting out koozies and books to everybody. And we thank you so much for everything. Thank you. JJ the Protector. Vicky, how can we make it on your reality show? Go to jjthecpahelp.com. And I've got a page called Show, and I've got an application there. Hey, Brian, thumbs up to you. Thank you so much. Candace, see you Monday. Vlad, nice weekend. Julio. Vicky, do I come to California? Hey, we may be on the reality show. Card Shop, see you Monday. AJ, good night. Brian, have a good weekend yourself. Have a great weekend. All right. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Tanya, how would you pronounce Toyna? Toyna? Salter? I'm sorry, I'm not saying your name. Jason, you're right, I'll go. Pamela, have a great weekend. Thank you, Net Blatt. Thank you so much. Glenda, peace out. Peace out. All right, signing off. Great video. Thank you, Lawrence. Great video again. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Well deserved. Thank you so much for that. Pamela Ross, have a great weekend. Thank you. Yes, let's go dancing. I love it. Shout out to the 4 salty CPAs that dislike the stream. Yeah, no doubt. Let's see, Tanya Salter. Okay, yes. All right, listen, you all have a great weekend. They're just jealous. Card Shop Reality, they're just jealous. Let's see, JJ, my daughter's now working for me and wants to take the CPA exam. Nice. Well done, Mike. That is awesome. That is awesome. That says a lot. Monday, 4 p.m. emergency videos. All right, I've got to roll. I'm going to take off. You guys have a great weekend. Thanks for everything. I really appreciate it. Let's see.
Oh my goodness. Bye, guys.
We'll see you. Love you all so much. Have a great weekend.